And just like that, we are live once again on this Good Friday.
Hmm.
Not the Lord's Good Friday, but a Friday. That's it.
Baby, Friday, yeah. TGIF,
Yeah,
it's always a good fuck Friday. He
TGIF. Period.
Listen, baby. It's been a long motherfucking week. Actually, a long
Mhm.
2 weeks because Chasing was on a mini break last week, so we didn't get to do a review for you guys, put out content for you guys. So we are back
Right.
better than motherfucking ever. A week
Period.
before Thanksgiving, baby. I
Mhm.
cannot believe that this year it's fucking almost over in like a motherfucking month, baby. Anywho,
Right.
we're not
Shit's
here to
flying
talk about the holiday season, not yet anyway. We are here to talk about Chasing Motherfucking Orlando, season 2, episode
by. Yes.
6, Betrayal.
Betrayal.
And as somebody in the comments said, I was expecting this episode to be juicy. I was expecting soap opera levels of betrayal, and we just kind of didn't get that.
Who got
Um,
betrayed? I guess B
that's what
baby.
I was trying to figure out. Yeah, and this episode wasn't B baby heavy, even though the
It
topic
wasn't.
was about him.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, anyway,
let
yeah,
Mark
chasing.
tell.
Listen,
Why
let
you
Browse tell
so
it.
upset with
Very
me?
much that.
Like,
Very much that. I said you want to issue out of nothing. I said, oh my
right?
gosh,
Like,
obsessed,
yeah,
delusional. But
very.
yes, shout out to the people who are here. Shout out to the people who are going to watch this on a playback.
Yes, yes,
Like,
yes,
comment, subscribe, share. We are still on our journey to 1,000 followers.
yes.
So yes, help us out with that, please. And
I mean, this is
thank you.
a
I'm a little
maiden
tipsy.
voyage to a
I'm sorry, I'm
thousand
a little
followers.
tipsy. So
Like,
let me slow it down, baby. My
mhm.
mouth is moving like Ferrari right now. Not
Ooh,
Ferrari from now this not Ferrari from now this TV. Cause
mm.
they say she itchy. So let me say
Don't
my
get
mouth is
locked
moving
on.
like a Porsche.
That's all I'm saying.
And don't never mind, I ain't gonna go there. Allegedly, but we ain't gonna go there. Anywho, yawn. Audience, again, shout out to the people that are here.
Yes,
Chasing
yes,
motherfucking
yes.
Orlando. If you guys
Before we
haven't
get into it, sorry to cut you off. I do want to
thumbnail,
say shout out to our boy Fabio that's in the building,
yes,
who will
took the
be
words
joining
right out of
us
my mouth.
later in this
Yes, special
live.
guest.
Yes, to give his experience on
Yes.
season 2 of Chasing Orlando. So shout out to him. Thank you for being here. Yes, let's get into our quick little recap of season or
Yes,
episode
general
what 6
thoughts. Episode
of
6,
season
yes, the halfway mark.
yes, halfway there. But what were your thoughts?
This episode was lackluster, kind of compared
Mm,
to like the first 4 episodes, the previous 4 episodes. This episode was lackluster, kind of all over the place. It
mm.
seemed almost rushed. It there were a couple of like good moments in this episode, but overall it was just regurgitated drama. Like if y'all are gonna do drama, give us some new shit. Stop repeating the
That's
same
true.
goddamn stuff. That's like me putting the same basket of laundry in a washing machine, washing it and washing it and washing it. It's never drying, you
Eventually,
know.
get mildew.
Listen, that part.
Yeah, I get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
episode
I
was
mean,
very
I know we
lackluster.
talked. Yeah,
Very
and I know
good.
we talked about like story progression and like planting little seeds and like watching it grow, watching the story grow. But yeah, it's kind of stunted. Um, but yeah,
hmm
did you have
I
something
said
else?
off camera, yeah. Just before you start, I want to say Damon and I said off camera. No shade to
Mhm.
chasing reality production. We love you guys. Hearts to you
Yes.
guys. Honestly, I feel like since the trailer for Chasing Atlanta dropped, they was like, "Fuck Chasing Orlando, baby."
Chasing
Um,
Atlanta is definitely the golden child of chasing reality. That's like the top tier in my opinion. That's how it
mhm.
started, and I feel like that is
Yeah,
just the
it's
best
how it's gonna
one out of all
remain,
of
and
them.
that's how
No
it's gonna
shade to the
get.
other ones, yeah,
Yeah,
but everybody want to get on Chasing
baby.
Atlanta.
They put all of
Um,
the attention on that goddamn Chasing Atlanta
mhm.
cast.
Did you see that promo? Like
Elite,
Chasing
baby.
Orlando didn't get that promo. Like I mean, Chasing Orlando, I think the production is okay, especially the promotional stuff. But like
Hmm
for Chasing Atlanta, they
Atlanta promo was very housewives, like
hmm.
very housewives. Now I'm
I'm excited.
wondering
I'm
that
excited.
house in Atlanta, if that house, if these walls could talk,
Don't go there.
what could that?
Don't go
I'm just
there.
curious. If those walls could talk, what would that mansion tell us, baby? It's a mansion, a
You
bricked up
think
mansion in Atlanta.
You think Uncle Raheem Shabazz has ran through that
And through
crib
that
with
baby,
his tribe?
his
Like,
harem. Absolutely.
you know what? I can't with you right now. I want to say shout out to Hey it's Dev. They said, dang, I haven't caught y'all in a live so long. Well, thank you for coming back.
Yes,
Appreciate
thank
you
you for being
for being
here.
here. Yes. They also say, "Hey Fabio, you're one of my faves. Love your story so far." Period. Yes. Well, stay tuned because we will be talking to him about his experience on the show and just his life and everything. So, can't wait for that. But yeah, my general thoughts on this episode. Yeah, I did think it was a little lackluster.
Hmm.
Also kind of all over the place. I just feel like we kind of jumped from different, themes on the show, and I don't know. It just didn't really seem like a whole, like it didn't seem like a fully formed episode. Um, but there was some okay stuff in it. I wasn't too mad at it, but it did definitely seem like a filler episode,
Hmm.
in my opinion. Um, but yeah, we did get like a couple of gems in there. But do we want to kind of go through the couple of the scenes, or I guess all the scenes, just kind of speed through the scenes,
Yeah, let's keep this
see
motherfucker
what
moving.
piqued our interest.
Hmm.
Um, but oh, I didn't have my notes on my phone. But do you want to talk about the first episode, the first scene?
First scene, boom, yes. Slim, Pablo, Marlo, Remini, they congregate, I believe, at a top golf, like a golf course or whatever.
Hmm.
I was excited, because I'm like, I kind of love the group dynamics. I like the group dynamics. It's good to see them like chill and kind of just hang out outside of a fucking club or a bar or whatever. But
Hmm.
you know what I hate? I hate when a bitch says, I hate when hosts say I want a drama free day or I don't want
Oh my
drama. And
god!
then they
Yeah,
go right into talking about the goddamn drama. It's like, didn't you
exactly,
just say?
exactly.
So I was like, this scene just lost me. I was like, I, I'm on the fence with Max, but I'm like, you really know you that bitch when like four adults, five adults sit down,
I agree to talk about you.
yeah, at a
It kind of gives,
whole event. Like not event,
yeah.
but it's a golf course. Like there's shit there for you to do. Why are you talking about Max?
Right.
It's crazy.
Y'all could be
Couldn't
talking about each other, y'all art, y'all experience, all of that. But I mean, I get it. It's a show. Of course, y'all gonna touch on the drama. Y'all all in the same
hmm
room. Of course, y'all all know the same people. But it kind of gives like Chasing Atlanta with Oliver. I forgot what season it was, but he was like, they were just like everybody was like hanging out, having fun, and he just out of nowhere was like, "Don't y'all like it when it's like this?" And no, and like,
hmm
why are you bringing up other people? Like
hmm
they should have just been over there. Like you bringing them up, you bringing up the negativity. But that is kind of what it gave. Like,
And
aren't y'all
then when he
happy
was
when it's not
confronted,
here? Like,
about it, he was like, "Oh, I hate drama. I don't understand why people have to bring
yeah,
drama every." And it's like, well, you kind of opened this can of worms by
right,
saying what you said, knowing that people were going to react. Anyway, yeah,
exactly.
very much that.
It gives the
Very
whole
much
like, I don't have a lot of gay friends because they're like messy, but it's like those be the messiest bitches you've ever seen in your life. They be so messy. It's like, oh, you were talking about you. That's what you were talking about. Okay, but yeah. Um,
that.
I do like when, even if it's people that I don't really care for, I do like when people come together and have a good time. And before they started talking about the drama, they did seem to be having a good time. Can we get into what what Marlo was wearing? Mamas might need a stylist. I'm so sorry. Baby had on that sundress and on pumps. I said,
I said, "Where's Marlo
what is
going in this first lady fit,
this?
baby? This is definitely given.
What is this, honey?
We're going to nurse the babies.
Yeah.
We're giving out teddy bears and all types of." I'm like, yeah, you need to
From
stop
the
this for
ankles
real.
down, it was giving 6-inch heels by Beyonce.
Yeah.
Top up, it was giving like, I don't know, maybe Freedom, Sandcastles. Like I said, these
That might
pleather
have been
shirts
her
for
freakum
real?
dress. That might have been her
Maybe.
freakum dress.
I wanted her to
Yeah.
like pull it off like it was like a Velcro dress and she had like the lingerie or something. I don't know because the
Yeah, I said,
shoes,
where
nah.
the fuck is Marlo coming from or going with this goddamn this fit on?
I
Because it
said
was a lot going on.
somebody help her. I also just want to say shout out to Magic User that's in the building and also Corey Dukes. Thank you for being here
Yes, thank you
and
for being
supporting us.
here.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to everybody that's in
Um,
the building.
yes, 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 yes. But yeah, they start talking about the drama. Mark brings up once again that he has an issue um with B Baby, I guess, bringing his friends to the pool party. And I'm like,
Hmm.
oh my God, that was episode one. Are we still talking about something that happened episode one? You would have think he got knocked out the way he is so pressed about
Right?
B Baby's friends coming through. Like,
Obsessed, yeah.
I could
It's
see if
very
like
weird.
every time they had a group event, he brought his friends and they were on some bullshit. Then I could see you like feeling some type of way and being like, bitch, stop bringing your friends. They always fuck some shit up. But like, it only happened once and we haven't seen it
Right.
since. So like, I don't know.
So
I don't
Mark
know.
thinking his man had B baby. I'm like, that's not B baby's issue.
That's
You
the
feel
real
some type
issue.
of way, go
That's the
talk to
real
your
issue.
ex. And he's an ex. Like, why do you care
Yeah.
if he and B baby hooked up?
Yeah. And then we'll get to it, but it's like also like him just talking to his friend about how the ex like, oh, she didn't like the ex and she didn't think the ex was good for him. So it's like I don't know if it's the same ex, but to me it's like this person didn't seem like they had your best interest anyway. So I don't know why you give a fuck with who they're with now. Like
Hmm.
you let them be who they want to be with. Like, but that was brought up again. And then he talked about how like I guess B Baby is throwing a party and like I guess had maybe didn't want to invite Mark and I guess Mark was like, well, I don't know if I want to go if your friends are gonna be there. And it's like, well then bitch don't go. Like what the fuck? Don't
Right.
go. What are you talking like I don't know. It just seems like he's trying to force an issue between them.
Very much that.
Um and then of course that prompts Marlo to talk about her issue with Max. She brings up the whole baboon comment again, and
Ooh,
I guess she said how I guess Max is gonna sue her for talking about defamation because I guess she alluded to him having some issue with black people or whatever. And I said, bitches love talking about defamation. love love trying to
defamation.
sue for defamation and slander. I said, well, take me to Judge Judy. I know she's a small claims court person, but still, like, take me to Judge Judy. Like, if you feel some type of way about it. But but yeah, uh, they talk about that once again. It doesn't really go anywhere. Um, but something that I thought was interesting, um, Gemini is there, and I guess they speak on how I guess they have an interesting relationship with Max. I guess they kind of talk about I guess Gemini's ex. Like I guess he kind of helped him through that situation, or he talked to him about that situation. And so I don't know if it was AO, it was somebody that asked like, how did y'all end up talking about that? Like I didn't even know y'all were cool like that. And so Gemini proceeds to tell us and them that I guess they matched on Facebook dating. Now I said, first of all, I didn't even know. I'm like Marlo, I didn't even know that Facebook had a dating situation, but I just know that there is hell on there. Actually, yes,
Listen,
I did know that because that's how a girl found. Remember that lady that went viral? Who the fuck did I marry? That's how she found that dude. I think so. I did know about Facebook dating.
wait, what's their story? Who the fuck
Um,
did I marry?
so basically, this woman went viral on TikTok for like basically like getting with this guy. I guess through Facebook dating, but basically he lied about a bunch of shit and like she like tells the story like as he's lying about multiple things. Um, But yeah, it's like a super viral story that happened like I think last year or a couple years ago. But I think that was through Facebook dating. So that just goes to show you that Facebook dating should not exist. But
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know Facebook offered that service, which led me to ask. I wonder if Slim for One More Chance is still holding up her deal on the other end of Facebook Live.
you
I
know
ain't gonna
what?
say what that deal
Some of
was,
these deep
but
cuts.
listen, and because nobody gets this reference, I could say it, and it won't be no defamation. We won't be hit with another
There
cease
we
and
go.
desist. There you
There we
go.
go. Well, I know one
I
thing.
did.
I was gonna say, if Max is gonna do anything, he gonna find his way to he's gonna find his way to a black man. So there's that.
Now that's kind of problematic. So I'm
Is
just
it?
gonna skip right on over that.
Is it?
Um,
Or is it the
it
truth?
A hard truth. You know what? That's off the record, baby. You know what? Anywho, I said I'm so happy that I'm gonna kind of backtrack. I'm sorry. I'm so happy that nobody is entertaining Mark Margiella's beef, this fake beef with B
He
Baby.
was trying to throw it out there.
He
Yeah,
was like
not taking it
spilling
back.
the whole I don't like B Baby's friends. Slim was on the phone like, hey yo, nigga, what you got going on? This light skin ain't over here talking about shit. What you got going on? See, that's my vibe. Like, ignore that nigga because he ain't really talk about nothing.
Right.
Marlo, um, oh, I'm sorry, let me backtrack again. Single Latino female is what it's giving. Imagine Mark Margiela with those eyebrows, color contacts, and Mark's and Max's skincare routine.
Ooh, that's a scary
That's a
bitch.
bad
You could put that
bitch.
in the city. That's
That's
a
a
very
bad
serious
bitch.
movie. Good night.
Speaking of Max, public enemy number one, when is Marlo going to take accountability for her actions at the pool party? Granted,
Mhm.
Max calling her a baba booey was completely inappropriate. But she did chase that man down, like literally
She did.
hawked him
She
down.
did run down on
Literally, I was at work for a week, pushing people out the way, like, where's she at?
him.
Give him Marlo energy, baby. So yeah,
I
you literally
agree.
stalked that man.
She
So
should
it's
not.
like,
He should not have called her a labubu. But at the same time, I feel like she did. She was being hypocritical. Like she should have chased them down and then was mad at B Baby's friends. But it's like you were also acting a fool, and
very, very much that.
that's also kind of what it reminded me of when they were talking about how there's no drama in this group. But it's like y'all just so happen to get along with each other. So of course y'all are not beefing, but y'all need to take accountability for the fact that like when y'all are around people that y'all don't like, y'all get into it with them. Like so it's not just the people that y'all don't like. Y'all are playing into it. Like I say Max and Marlo are the same person.
Very true. Same girl. And you know that tends to
Same person.
happen on these damn web series. Sherrod and Dre Simber.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, yeah, you know it happens a lot, but yeah, very much same
Yes.
girl. Yeah, they need to hold Marlo accountable. She's adding fuel to the fire. I don't know why people won't just tell her like you were wrong, but um Marlo telling Remy not to reiterate their relationship, their friendship with Max sent me. Because people in the comments are suing her ass up like revalue?
Re-
Re,
oh, is that what she meant?
she
Reevaluate maybe?
Yeah, reevaluate. That's what it was.
Okay.
She said reiterate. And the people in the comments told her to fuck up. Like
I
Miss
thought
Marlo,
she
baby
meant reiterate, like retell how y'all know each other because I'm confused.
girl.
Like reiterate how y'all know each other because I don't
Yeah,
understand
even
anymore.
reevaluate your
Okay,
relationship, your
okay.
friendship with but yeah, this scene was just like I'm done. Oh, also, let me touch on this real quick. So did you catch when Marlo said that the pool party was sponsored by her job? It was her company's pool party.
Yes, so
So
that
I'm
was
like,
something
is this the same pool party or is this a
that was
different
a
pool
different pool party. So
Oh,
I
okay.
watched somebody's live. I can't remember, but apparently she had a pool. She invited the cast to like a pool party thrown by her job. It was off camera, and I guess Max came. She didn't know that Max was coming. Apparently, he acted a fool, and I guess they decided to let her go from, I guess that particular contract. I think she, of course, also played into like him acting a fool. I guess they were arguing with each other, and I guess they were just like, well, we don't want this kind of person representing us, so they let her go. So I think that's also where the tears and everything came from. Which again, I feel for Marlo, but at the same time, girl, let's take some accountability.
Hmm.
Let's take some account. Like I wasn't there, I didn't see it, but if the interaction that took place at that pool party happened like all the other times y'all have interacted, you play into it. You at work. Like, if a bitch I don't like comes to me at work, I'm gonna hit them with that professional shade.
Hmm.
Like, come on. I'm not gonna be arguing with them and yelling at them. Like, no. Like, and I don't know if that's what she did, but I mean, whatever she did, it was enough for them to let her go. So
Hmm.
I don't know.
Baby, you know the
Um,
establishment was predominantly Caucasian. You know they ain't
maybe,
playing that shit.
maybe. But to move right along to the next scene, Max and his coworkers, uh, okay, and that's no shade. It just didn't really give much. I mean, they seem like cool girls, but it didn't really give like nothing, in my opinion.
True.
Like he's
Um,
quitting his job to do luxury real estate, But I'm like, I don't know how you make the transition from being like in luxury, like apparel, like luxury retail, like fashion to selling houses. Like to me, that seems like two different professions. But
Very true.
I don't know.
I
I don't
guess
know.
the way Max explained it is he made it seem like sales was just the common denominator, and I was like, homeboy,
I could see
selling
that,
no
but
shade, selling retail and selling homes,
are
apartments
different,
is completely
very
fucking.
different.
It's a completely different ballpark. Like
Yeah.
you can sell
So,
anybody a retail item, baby. Trying to sell
mhm.
somebody a $200,000 home or apartment, uh. But
And isn't that
I
kind of like the top tier? Not to cut you off, but isn't that kind of like I would assume if you're in luxury like real estate, like you have to know like your shit. Like you gotta know what kind of marble this is or what kind of finish this is and what kind of
mhm.
like I would think it's like the top tier of real estate. So I don't I'm
Floor
happy for
plans, like if the floor leaks, if the ceiling leaks, like
him. Yeah.
all of that. But shout out to Max. I did say I'm happy for him like leveling up, quitting his job and like pursuing something larger than his ooh, my
Wait,
goodness.
hold on, let me because I think you're
Flabbergasted.
looking at what I'm looking at. Uh
Yes. Yeah, I like that. But you know
okay.
what really grinds my gears? Listen to
What?
adults call each other friend. Friend, that's how you feel, friend?
I know.
Friend. It's like that shit
I
is
hate
so
that.
irritating.
I do hate
Like,
that. It's like they have a name. Or you don't even have to address like I don't know. It is a kind of
you know
annoying.
what it's giving? It's giving we've been friends for less than a year. We
Yeah.
probably met on a job where we met at a party, some type of social
Hmm.
gathering. We
Hmm.
clicked, and that's how we greet each other. That
Right.
is so annoying.
That's kind of what it's giving.
Um,
Um, Fabio did say none of these things weren't none, and as we can definitely accelerate. Hmm.
so you saying that scene wasn't real?
That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering.
Towards the end of
Uh,
the scene, it kind of seemed like homegirl with the fatty and the lavender lilac pants. It kind of seemed like she wasn't really feeling Max towards the end of the scene. Like we support each
maybe.
other at work, but baby, outside of work, I don't really fuck with you. I'm only here
Wait,
to
is that the one where he said he was quitting? She was like, "What?"
yeah.
Like,
Hmm. Baby, here
that
go 50 bucks if you act over dramatic in front of this damn camera right now.
that hit me. The way she said it, her accent hit me. That was funny, but yeah, I don't know.
Homegirl
That
picked up
camera.
that chair and threw it down. I wish the store owner would have came out and charged her for throwing that damn chair down like that. Since she wouldn't act like it's a fucking Oscar or
Since
some
she
shit.
wanna act.
My
Oh my god.
goodness.
Shout out to Khadijah Williams. Thank you
Yes,
for
thank you for
being
being
here with this
here.
beautiful profile pic.
Yes.
Um, they said the unnecessary meetups and conversation needed to be edited out. To be honest, yes, I agree. I feel like a lot of these things are just used to like get people's perspective on a situation,
Mhm.
which I get. But at the same time, I want a little more. Um, I don't know. I just kind of feel like we didn't really need a whole scene for him to say that he was quitting his job to do luxury real estate. I don't know. Unless
Especially
he's
without
actually showing somebody a house or
right,
studying to, get the real
that
estate
part.
license or something.
Without showing us something, homeboy.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
can't say you're transitioning to real estate. And then not even mention it at all this goddamn season. Like we're
Mhm.
halfway through the season. This man has not maybe I missed it, but I don't think Max has mentioned wanting to do real estate. But anywho,
He did
again,
not.
shout out to Max. Congratulations to Max. He leveled up.
Yes,
So
yes, yes. Fabio also said, I meant they weren't shit. Oh, yeah,
ooh,
yeah. I mean, I hate to be tough, but it's just like I don't know. They're just not. It's not really giving. I
right.
didn't watch the scene twice. I'm not gonna lie. But to move on to a more interesting scene, Mark Margella meets up with his friend, who he talked about earlier in the season, BB. Um, Now this I like because it was an example of like him kind of bringing it up earlier in the season and like kind of talking to people about it, and then now we see them sit down and kind of talk through their relationship. But of course, this is the friend that sold his shit on Craigslist, and I guess called and got her arrested allegedly, but got her arrested. But yeah, they sit down over some sushi and just talk about their relationship. They ain't seen each other in 5 years. I guess when he moved to Orlando, she kind of took him under her wing and started to manage him. I guess at some point things got contentious. He wanted to do his own thing. She kind of was on his neck about how he needs to move and stuff like that. So that ended up with somebody in jail. Um, and so yeah, they haven't spoken 5 years. Now they're speaking now. Um, Also, I want to say shout out to Spicy Original for being in the building. It's good to see you, girl.
Yes.
Thank you for being here. But what were your thoughts on this
Honestly, I'm biased, so I kind of
scene?
tuned out of the scene. They have two people that we aren't really familiar with, given their backstory. So I'm like, I don't really give a fuck about this.
Mhm.
Mark, other than being obsessed with Brian, he hasn't really, he really hasn't given much. Like, Homeboy gave one performance, and he's like, "Oh, I am the moment." It's like, baby girl, sit
I
your
caught
ass
that
down.
too. I was like, girl, you performed once, like,
Once.
which is it was cute, but like,
Yeah, shout
let's
to
not.
that. But yeah, I skipped this goddamn scene. But I did gag. I did key when Mark was like, "Baby, you was home. I heard your dog barking," and then the camera panned in on her face.
Caught that
Baby, he
too.
waited a hot minute to drop that tea on her ass. He couldn't wait to
I
hit her
put
with that.
it in
Yeah,
my notes. She's
gag,
like,
baby.
"Oh, you said you were with your mom," and she's like, "I was," and he's like, "Well, I called your mom, and she said you were at home."
She said that you
She
were
was
at
like,
home. Baby, the dog
"Well,
was
somebody else
indoors
was at
going
my house."
crazy.
Like, girl,
And I
know
was
the
like,
fuck
well, if
I did.
somebody was at your house, why couldn't you just call that person and be like, hey, he's coming to get his equipment, let him in?
Yeah,
But he said the
but I'm
dog was going
also
crazy. And you know what's crazy?
yeah,
If Mark, yeah, if Mark is familiar with the dog, he would
the
have
dog
recognized
wouldn't
the
be going
dog. So
crazy.
yeah, the
Yeah,
dog would have, wanted to interact. She crazy. With them
I'm also
damn yarn braids in her head.
now
Nutty
why you
boo.
go there? I was wondering if Mark just showed up to her house looking for his stuff. Because I feel like if you show up to my house unannounced, you're also going to be standing outside looking stupid. Because I didn't like we didn't coordinate a time for you to come pick up your stuff. If you just show up asking for your shit, like that's not how shit works. You call me, are you home? Like, can I come get my shit? Oh, you're not home right now. Like, I could see if she kept dodging him, like if he kept trying to get his shit, and she was just like, no, I'm not home. I'm not home. I'm not home. But like, I don't know. To me, it just seemed like he showed up and was like, I want my shit. Like, like how some people say, they BD be showing up at 3 o'clock in the morning wanting to see their son. I feel like that's what it was giving. I feel like that's what it was giving. 3 o'clock
You
in the
didn't
morning.
have
I
to go
want to see
there.
my son. He is asleep. He is asleep. It's 3 o'clock
You
in the morning.
didn't
I
have
feel
to
like
go
that's
there.
what it was giving.
I
Um,
think Mark might have been trying to like reach out to homegirl. Like I feel like he said
Multiple
they had
times.
a genuine, yeah, they had a genuine
Mhm.
connection, genuine friendship. So I feel like he probably did reach out, try to get her shit. She ghosted him. Obviously, she lied and said that she was on vacation and her ass was in that damn apartment with that dog
Rubbing her feet
holding his
together.
dick. If a bitch will smoke with me, then we can lick whenever. If you want some music equipment, I'm in that bed just rub my feet
Rub
together.
my feet together.
Okay, that's what it's giving. Yeah, she was in that apartment. Yeah, I was like, that's crazy.
That's what
Nah, I
you
had to
said. The
skip
friend
this
was like,
scene.
"Goddamn lie."
Yeah,
Like,
she was so nonchalant about it too. And then
she was.
Mark was like, "I want you to apologize, or can you apologize for telling me and my mom to suck your dick?" And she was like, "Your mom heard it. She was there.
Now
She would have
that
caught a
part,
drink in the face. She
baby.
would have got drenched, and the
I
worst
said
way.
Mark is a good one because I would have like you could go straight to him.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, how you
What
gonna
Eric Williams
reconcile this
tell
situation?
Jennifer? Be real careful, baby. It's one of those
Yeah,
type of moments. That
I
was
was just
that was
like,
wild.
bitch, not you trying to reconcile with somebody that said fuck your mama. Like,
Yeah.
no. What the mama got to do? How did the mom get in this? I'm
Right.
wondering. Like,
Right. Mark's mom probably now how I get into it.
I,
Now how I
I'm
get in it.
over
Yeah,
here
that
minding
was
my
crazy.
business. Um, despite the original said bringing up a 5 year beef with a non-cast member was not
That part.
cast member was not landing for me.
That
Um,
part.
yeah, I could see that. I mean, I feel like they kind of brought it up earlier in the season, but I do feel like we don't really know him enough to really care enough about it. But I did just like how it was like a, a consistent story, I guess you could say. But yeah, it didn't really translate, unfortunately. Um, and then Magic User also said, but Mark did act kind of crazy. Troy would, um, you know what? I'm not gonna read the rest of that. You're a mess. Though. You're a mess.
That part. Thank
Would
you,
he
Magic
did call
User.
the cops on her. He did call the cops on
I'm gonna call the cops on this bitch.
her.
Very
Very,
much sad.
very bad.
Very, very
Um,
much sad.
but yeah, I thought that the whole like telling his mom to suck her dick was wild. Like, bitch, it's fucked me forever. But I'm a Taurus. I don't mind holding a grudge
You
for
know,
you.
no,
Um,
regardless of zodiac
yeah,
sign, it's literally fuck you
I
forever.
would, yeah. Um, but yeah, so moving on to the next scene, Cali Boy is beating a face for someone for BET. Um, I love how he just kept saying BET. Like I don't even, unfortunately, I don't even remember Miss Mama's name. I just remember him just continuously saying BET. I'm like, damn,
Her
like
name was Crystal Miles.
Crystal Miles. Okay,
Mhm.
shout out to you, Crystal Miles. But yeah,
Or
beating her
as
face.
my notepad called her, Weezy F Baby with a taint of Mayor Lori Lightfoot. I'm sorry. Do
You know, sometimes Troy just has to get put on timeout because it's too much. It's too much. Are you ready to behave? Are you ready to behave?
I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, why he in her beating Tootsie Face Baby?
No, Weezy F baby.
Goodness. My goodness. I was living for it though. You know I live for Cali. My bad, man.
I
My
also
bad.
live for Cali. That tongue ring is gonna send me every time though.
That's also in my note. A
2025,
bitch that
not
I just cannot stand is a bitch with color contacts or a bitch with a tongue ring.
and
And
anybody. I just like anybody with a tongue ring. You all up in my face with that tongue ring. You could be like 8 feet away talking. You all up in my face with this damn tongue ring. Like,
right? I feel uncomfortable and violated right now. So I'm gonna need
I
50
do.
feet.
I do.
50 feet. But
Yeah.
I live for Cali and his
Um,
tongue. I live for
I do
Cali.
live for Cali, but somebody in the comments said he gave her a 2012 face, and I said I kind of agree. Mama's looked like she just got right out of stepped right out of 2012. Like the girls, apparently the dolls don't do their makeup like that no more. But hey, it is what it is. Like,
My
it is
bad.
what it is.
I
Um,
I was looking at her face. I was like, that doesn't look 2025 crisp. And I didn't want to like be a downer or
right,
negative, but I was
right,
like, damn, she look late as hell. And that's my late. But
no,
you know what? She ate it up. She was living for it, so
she
that's all
did.
that
She rocked
matters.
it.
She said,
She
I need
rocked
somebody to pull up on me. I said, baby girl, you know what? You in Orlando.
it.
They
Yeah.
might not eat you up. Now, if you go to Miami, keep your ass. Don't go to Atlanta. Baby, don't go to Atlanta. They gonna chew you up. Goodness, yeah. I thought it was just me, but I was like, let me just keep that to
Yeah.
myself. Yeah, homegirl was
Oh my god.
my bad. I'm sorry.
She might have ate the girls up in what is it, Edenville? She might eat the girls up in Edenville. She might eat them up.
You ain't shit.
No.
You ain't shit.
But
Oh
yeah,
my
Orlando,
gosh.
I don't know. But yeah, they had a cute little scene. He talked about his taking care of his mom, which I think is super commendable.
Hmm.
I don't know if we've seen his mom on the show, but it would be nice to get a little situation with them. Um, but yeah, that
I
was
could
that.
be wrong, but I think he introduced his mom season one.
Okay, because I know
Don't quote me on
Pablo's
that.
mom has been on the show a couple times. I was getting confused with their parents, so I don't know. But shout out to his mother, Cali Boy and his mother.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, moving on to the next scene, Marlo and Rashida are at the Stafford house. They have like a little community, little get together. A therapist was there, a city official, and a project organizer. And yeah, just a congregation of the dolls. You know, the girls linked up. We got to see a little bit of how Marlo, conducts herself in, spaces where she's an activist and like organizing things. Um, Rashida and that damn mother.
I was living for it.
I was looking for it as well. I was looking for it as
You
well,
know,
but
I
I
live for
I
a
was
good
just
mullet.
like, I live for. I have mixed emotions about a nasty mullet. Okay, because first of all, it's a mullet, but at the same time, it kind of she kind of ate with that.
She did.
So now this mullet or the little short red pixie cut with the glass when she was riding around in that golf cart.
This mullet,
This mullet.
this
Okay,
mullet,
okay, okay.
this mullet,
Yeah, she ate
hands
up. She
down.
ate that mullet up. This is one of the scenes I was kind of talking about where I just feel like we just got little bits and pieces. We didn't really get what the city official or the project organizer or the therapist really had to say. We did get a little bit of what Marlo had to say, talked about misgendering, um,
Mhm.
and things like that, and ironically giving people grace, which I think is funny because she has not done that on the show. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she's a practice. What is it? Do as I say, not as I do type of person. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I kind of agree with Khadija, who says no depth. The scene was just kind of surface level. It just set the backdrop for
Mhm.
Rashida and Marlo to talk. Um,
I feel like
I
with
didn't.
scenes like this, we don't really get. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just feel like with scenes
No,
like this, we don't really get any details. Now they'll spend 15, 20 minutes talking about drama that we already know, but when it's a
right,
scene like this, there's something I feel like that benefits the community. We only get like a spoonful of what actually happened. And I feel like again, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I feel like this with these topics like this, like scenes like this, is what like these shows are about. So it's just unfortunate that we, like you said, we only got surface level material of what
right.
this gathering was about and how they can help the community. But baby, let it be drama, and
They all over
we
it.
literally gotta watch this shit for like 15 goddamn
30
minutes.
minutes.
So
Yeah.
it's a little
Um,
annoying.
Magic used to say Rashida bothers me because she always Marlo's sidekick, but I'd rather listen to her in her new DLC costume every
My
every day. Yeah,
goodness.
DLC
She
tag
does give
thing.
chameleon, yes. Every
She
time
does.
we see her, it's a
She
different
does.
look.
It gives
Different
choose
look.
your fighter, really. But
Yeah, for real.
yeah. Um, also, I think I talked about this already, but the way Rashida talks in her confessionals is giving. I think I said Tubi movie, Tyler Perry
Yeah.
movie, cue cards. It's definitely giving that. Um, but
No
it's
shit. I'm still
entertaining.
living for how old girl was rocking her hips in the middle of that fabric stuff. Get that
Right.
little mini breakdown. I said,
What the fuck
goodness.
is this? Like, break it down. And then the white women was laughing in the background. I said, this is too much. Too much going on. But yeah, they had a little community event. Marlo talks about how she wants to run for office one day. I said, baby girl, you're gonna have to learn how to control yourself and conduct yourself a
listen,
certain way before you do that.
listen,
Um,
listen, because we do not need another 45 or another 47 in any type of political capacity, baby.
that's true.
Get
That's
that
true.
together, Marlo.
That's true. Um, yeah, for sure. But then we get a scene of Fabio in the ring with two of his friends, people that he's wrestled with in the past.
Now,
So
before you start, I'm sorry. Can I say something without you removing me from the chat,
can
baby?
I? Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
Now, when Fabio walked into this ring, baby, you saw how they jumped up. The white boy was on all fours, and then the homeboy was in that goddamn
You
mask.
know what?
I said, "What is this given?"
You said what is about to happen here? Yeah, what's
Huh?
about to transpire?
What's
Like
you know
this
what?
should
Continue
be on
now.
a
My bad,
different website. But
baby.
anyway,
Listen, I know if we was
um,
gonna go wrestling or some type of freaky shit, or if this is gonna go vacancy, baby. Now you know what happened when homeboy when they walked up in that motel room up in vacancy, baby. I ain't gonna go down that road. Not again.
he did
I'm
walk in
sorry.
there like with big dick energy. I was here for it. Um, but yeah, he basically talked about like wrestling and preparing for wrestling, and then he got hit by a car at some point, and that kind of stopped him from wrestling. I guess he's still in recovery. It was cool to see him still wrestle though. Like he did show us, kind of like send us links to some of his wrestling that wasn't shown on the show. I invite everybody watching, whether live or on the playback, to check out his IG, where he is doing wrestling. But yeah, very athletic, very flexible. Can jump very high for a tall man. So
And you
um,
you just listed all the look at your loose ass. Keep going. Why don't you just keep going? It's we're
I can give him a
he's
10.
he's wrestling, you filthy
He
whore. My bad.
Can we talk about how old boy did not remove the mask even when they sat down to speak? I said this that's a little
Stay in character. Stay in
see,
character.
see.
Listen, that's why I didn't know if we was going BG
I
East
said
route or if we was going vacancy. Like,
he didn't want to take that mask off for nothing because I wanted to see what was underneath. Now that's the thought in me. I did want to see what was underneath,
my
but
goodness.
he never took the mask off. So I said, well, I don't know. But yeah, I thought that was
Anonymous T, my goodness.
very anonymous. Very anonymous.
Ooh,
Luchador baby. Anyway, but yes, I thought the scene was cute. I do wish they would have just spoke more on just like, like what they like about wrestling, which is like their history with wrestling and things like
mhm.
that. But I do like how we, got look into, his journey with wrestling and why he stopped wrestling. Um, Fabio says he's a luchador wrestler. They never remove their mask. Oh, they never remove their mask. That's
Oh yeah, like Rey
interesting.
Mysterio, Kalisto, Sin
Oh
Cara. Yeah,
yeah, Rey Mysterio
they
doesn't
never.
remove his mask. Even Never mind. Um, okay, that's interesting.
What's T?
Uh, Hey, they never remove the mask, no matter what. So I'm just, it just made me think about something. But anyway, um,
Goodness.
but yeah, I thought the scene was cute. Similar to Marlo's scene, I thought it was, just a look into their life. I wish we got a little deeper, but it's what it is. And then lastly, we get a scene with B Baby and his friends. I can't remember the friend's name. But they're walking
Kev
down.
and they both started with K. I think Kel and like King Kev or something like that. Don't quote me on
Okay,
that. But
okay, cute. But yeah, they kind of walk down. It looked like a river walk, maybe. Um, and they just kind of talk about, I guess, the situation with um Max and B Baby, and how I guess Max has spread this rumor that B Baby is doing 8 balls, um, just druggied out,
my
apparently.
goodness.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. This was weird because I feel like B Baby didn't seem so pressed about the situation. Like I feel like if I'm friends with somebody and they spread a rumor about me doing drugs, like I feel like I would be confused, but I would also be like, what? Like if I know that they said it, I'd be like, what the fuck is their problem?
Right,
But like, I don't know. He just seemed very like cavalier about it. Like he just kind of like he was just laughing about it, which I guess I don't know. Maybe if it's so far from the truth, you would laugh because it's like, no, I don't do drugs. But I don't know. I think his profession and like people just attributing stuff to him being like a dancer, I wouldn't want that associated with me. Like I was like, bitch, who the fuck does drugs? Not me. Like, bitch, who the fuck said it? Cause like I just does wrestling. Cause I can't have that on my name.
right.
Like,
But
and his friends seem a little more pressed than he is. Like,
right.
I don't know.
I think Brian, I don't want to speak for him, but he might be going through so much that it might not phase him. He might have so much other shit on his plate that this rumor is probably just like another rumor to him. But I get what you're saying. Like this is somebody that you consider like a brother you built a bond with, and they're like,
Hmm.
oh, you know, and not saying it is true, but if it was the fact that he was comfortable enough to do what he do, and you kind of just s- stabbed him in the back, is like
Hmm.
says a lot about Max. But this is I was kind of expecting this episode to be like a sit down between Brian and Max, and it wasn't. Like somebody said
Yeah.
in the comments, they cut Fabio short, but here again, we're talking about more drug allegations. It's like how
Yeah.
much more you guys need to fucking talk about this shit.
And I'm
Like we
like,
fucking
damn, is he
talk this
doing
shit.
drugs or not, child? Do y'all want to
Right?
give him a drug test? Like, what is going
My
on?
goodness.
And I'm kind of with
That's
the
what it's giving.
friend, like the black friend, where he's like, um, if you're doing drug, like I could see if you had a problem, but if you
Hmm.
my friend and I see you, take a little bit of blow, that's your business. What's that got to do with
Right,
me? I don't need
right,
to run and tell nothing to nobody. Like
right.
drugs, I don't know, like if it's a regional thing, but I just feel like if somebody's doing a recreational drug, that's their business. Like
Hmm.
it's not something for me to run and tell. Like people do drugs. It is what it is. Like it's your body. Do what you want. But it's not
Is
something that
eight ball? Is it which C word is that? CR or
that's the
CO?
cocaine.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, 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 yeah. What's the other thing?
Motherfucking crack mama. Okay, my bad.
You know what? You shut your ass up, okay? Not crack. Motherfucking
My
crack.
bad. My bad. Baby, I was too off.
Well,
I was like,
some people
eight
some
ball?
people
Okay.
say that it is the same it's the same like substance, just in a different form.
Yeah, like literally,
So,
I think you remove an ingredient or you add an ingredient, and it's literally night
mm,
and day, baby. No,
child.
I'll be sure. My
Well,
bad.
the effect seems different because people doing crack do not seem to be the same people doing coke. So I don't know.
Very true.
Um,
Very true. This isn't funny. It's not laughable,
yeah.
but that's
Pastor Original
crazy.
said, did he ever deny it?
This what I
He
was like
did not.
waiting for him to do. Like, no, I don't do. Which is, I'm like, do you do it? If you do, that's your
And
business. I'm
maybe
not
that's why
judging
he
you.
was
But
trying to laugh it off because he was like, did this bitch, did this bitch, just pull my car? Like,
I will say, maybe it's just me, but I noticed a slight weight gain on Brian in the confessionals. Now, I don't think anybody that's snorting coke on a regular basis is gaining weight like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know
some of the
much
girls
about.
do it to stay skinny, apparently. So yeah, he's getting a little bit.
Remember, fucking family Lois on Family Guy, baby. You could play a xylophone with her ribs. That's how snap she was. Deep cut. I know, my bad, but yeah,
He's
that's what it's
good.
getting.
Um, if you're ashamed
That's
of it, maybe don't do it. That's true. That's true. I mean, I don't know. Is there things that maybe you do that you don't want everybody to know about? Like it's just your business. It's not that you're ashamed. It's just like people will do the most. I guess I don't know. I don't do no drugs that I wouldn't be like. I don't do
Mhm.
drugs that I feel like I would be ashamed of people knowing that I do. So I don't know.
Child. I think
They
you know
more
what.
mad
Never
about
mind.
the allegations and the fact that they do them and act like they do. Mm. You know what's crazy? The fact that B Baby is like literally the most chillest person. So for him to have these allegations is so funny. Now some of the other people on this show, if you said they do that drug, I'd be like, oh, okay. I would not be surprised. But B Baby is so chill. I feel like he be on some like edibles or something. He be so chill. Like I don't know. It don't really give cocaine. But
Can you highlight that comment from Spicy Original? Because I did make a comment about him gaining Brian potentially gaining weight. But I
she
do
wants to.
remember
Okay.
my homeboy, his wife telling me that certain drugs fluctuate your weight. I don't think cocaine, I don't think that like cucaracha is one of them. Now, if it's
I think
hardcore,
what it yeah,
yeah, it's
I think what
it,
it does is suppress your appetite,
ooh,
so you're not really hungry. I think that's
it,
why people that do like certain drugs, they're skinny because they don't really have an appetite, so they don't. But
it
I'm screaming, not the bad, not they got balance. Oh my god. Okay. Well, that was pretty much the end of it. I don't know if he's gonna confront Max about his allegations, but this is the second time that two of the light skins have linked up, and then one snaked the other, and they fell out. So I
wait,
don't
what was
know.
the first?
Chasing Dallas. selling a fish plate, begging for people to buy the fish plate, mind
Oh, no, 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 no. Chasing Dallas.
you,
Oh,
chasing
Judge.
that.
Okay. Abuela and Roseanne. Okay.
Not Roseanne. Abuela and Tia, baby.
It is. Cause you
But
know they
yeah,
both got light stashes, so they both
they
get
do, they do, they
tears.
do.
Yeah.
And I feel like Rio definitely gets his haircut. I feel like he gives his barber like a picture of Liza Minnelli and it's like, just give me that. Just give me that. Just give me the Liza. Give me the Liza special, baby. Because that's the same haircut.
Not Liza Minnelli.
Give me the
My
Liza.
goodness. I'm sorry. Since you brought her up, I don't remember that fucking cutaway on Family Guy. Deep cut. I don't know if it was her or Elizabeth Taylor, but they called one of them to the stage, and she was about to like OD on the Eminem. Do you love me, Mama? Mama, do you love me? My goodness.
Remember
I'm
the
sorry.
performance of her life.
Okay, let's bring on Fabio, baby. This review is fucking spiraling.
Yes, yes, yes,
I'm
yes.
so
I just
sorry.
wanted to highlight this. Nobody who knows what BBL does would really be surprised. No shade. Ooh, I don't know. I think of the Players Club and how did that movie really have a lot of drugs in it or no? I can't even remember.
I remember the only drugs in there was
Like
420.
weed, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't know. He could be a diamond in a sea of Ronnies. You never know if you catch that reference. But yeah,
my
no,
goodness.
Magic User said, "Child, I just want the rare reality Latinos to have a style revolution. These butch lesbian outfits be working against them. No shade, and I'm not speaking on all Latinos, just some of the ones I've seen on this show. Body wise, it don't work either. It don't work either. You got to dress for your body, you
Right?
know,
Everything is like either too tight or like baggy. It's like
or
what the
box
fuck is wrong with you?
box the way it's dressed, the way people dress, like on this show. That's what I'm saying. But yes, we've keyed for long enough. Well, we carried for long enough. Um, but yes, did you send Fabio the link,
Oh,
or was I supposed
uh,
to do
can you do it, please? Sorry,
that? Oh,
audience. So we ain't got our shit together.
not this. Not them seeing the backstage of it all. Well, do you have a favorite while I do this? Who's your favorite this season so far? And please
uh,
let us know in the comments in the chat who y'all favorite
favorite
is so far. Who y'all messing with?
Cali, Cali.
Cali. Okay.
Um, can I also? I'm sorry, let me backtrack. But did you peep when Brian told his friends that Max is a person who spilled the tea? I hate to say this, the black friend. He looked away like, bitch, that was that. I told you so. Look,
Because
like you
he
knew
did
this was
say
coming.
like,
I told you that
which
bitch is
I
that
told
bitch.
you I didn't fuck with him.
I wonder
But
what was the giveaway for that friend. Was it the greasy face? Was
uh,
it Max always cheesing from ear to ear?
I don't know. I feel like the girls know what Max is. I feel like his name rings. I feel like his name is in the street and not in a good way. So I feel like the friend had already clocked him and what he was getting.
Goodness.
Maybe.
Do you have
That's
a
what I'm
fave?
saying.
Also, audience, let us know. Fave and least fave, cause baby,
Mhm.
who can get the motherfucking axe? Who can be on the chopping block?
Yeah. You can get the axe. You can be on the chopping block. Um, I realize I can't send it from
Least
my
favorite.
computer.
Um, I guess my least favorite. I don't know. I don't want to be. I don't want to say Max, but if Max did start this rumor about Brian, that's supposed to be his homeboy. That's kind of fucked up. Even if it's
I
like not a rumor, if you saw this man like do what he do, the fact that you ran and told somebody shows that like you
It's
don't
very
have
messy.
loyalty. Yeah, very
and like
messy.
for no reason. Like,
Mm.
let me see if I can.
On the flip side, baby, period. I need to see more chasing, less allegations. Cause we're
That part.
nobody did shit this fucking episode. Like nobody went to work. There was no showcase. There was no. I mean, Fabio got in the ring and wrestled, but as
Hmm.
far as like actual chasing, like I guess Marlo's kind of working towards like her go councilwoman.
Hmm. Well,
But yeah, I
yeah,
need more chasing.
we seen her talk to the people, but I don't know. Well, I just sent him the link, so um, yes, I just sent the link. Um, but yeah, as we wait for Fabio, I think my favorite would also be Cali Boy. I wish we saw more Cali Boy, to be honest. Um, because I just think he's a key, and I just think he's
Hmm.
naturally funny. Um, somebody I'm not really looking for, honestly, I think I would say Max. I think I would say Max. I think if Max was as charismatic and funny as like maybe Cali Boy, I think he could get away with being messy. But like that scene with his coworkers just showed me, I'm just like, okay, like if you're not being messy or like arguing with people, then what do you have? You know? And I feel like that's some of the other girls in the show too. Like
I
it's
think
like if you're not
yeah.
starting shit, what are you really doing?
Least favorite is eyebrows, Margiela, just because he's
Uh,
obsessed with Brian. And he gave us one performance, and he said he's the moment. I said okay, Oliver Twigs.
Child, them people in that damn audience didn't seem to think so. They was over there
It
fucking
is.
biting their fingernails and I don't know, swiping on fucking Tinder or something. Just
He
doing
should have
anything
burned
to
a boy
really
at their ass and kicked him out the goddamn event. Did you hear about that? I guess the
mm-mm.
audience, somebody fell asleep at that's 5 years in motherfucker.
Yeah,
Burner
okay.
Boy had a concert. Somebody fell
Molesting.
asleep in the audience and he kicked him out. Like
Oh, they
foolishness.
did what in the audience?
Fell asleep in the
Oh,
audience and he kicked him
damn.
out of
His
his
music
concert.
is sweet. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna let him go on. What is up, Fabio? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. How y'all doing?
We doing
Yes, thank
good.
you
How
for
are
being
you?
here.
How's your
Good.
night
How are
going?
you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm here chilling at home on a Friday night. I think I'm gonna go out later, but we'll see.
Okay. Where you going?
Good.
If we don't
I
mind
might
us
go to
asking.
this. I might go to this little pub.
Okay, okay.
Little
So
pub.
you're more low key at a pub, not a
Yeah,
club. Okay.
yeah. I'll be going to the club with my sister. By the way, shout out to my sister Khadijah. That's my blood sister. That's my older sister.
Oh, okay, okay. Yes,
Yes. Big
Yeah.
yes.
So
Shout out
sisters
we'll
in
to
the
we'll
Khadijah.
be
building.
we'll be outside tomorrow.
Yes.
Period.
Period.
Thank you for being here, Khadijah. Okay.
Not to kind of like
Um,
backtrack or like get off topic. I'm curious to know what is the weather like in Florida right now? Y'all still getting like
Um, it's
warm
probably
days or
like
is it more cold?
sometimes it's like some days it's pretty cool, some days it's chill. I mean, right now the most I've seen like 70, 80 something, but really sometimes it
Ooh,
lies like in the 60s. It just depends for real.
okay, that's tolerable,
okay.
baby. I'm up north up in Michigan and the weather don't know what it want to do. So yes, go outside tomorrow, enjoy that fucking
Yes.
warm, nice sunny weather
With your
We'll
blue
do.
sis.
for
Yes.
all of us up
Period.
north, people up north dealing with this cold shit. Anywho, thank
We'll
you for
Yes.
do.
joining us, Fabio. Thank you
Yes.
for being
Absolutely. Absolutely. My pleasure. Thank y'all for having me.
Of course.
super
So,
excited to. Oh my bad, Damon. Go
oh
ahead.
no, I was gonna ask. First question. How did you find your
Yes.
way into the Chasing Reality family?
Um, really and truly, one of the producers, I met him like several years ago. We had like a mutual friend. And when I first moved back here, because I haven't even, probably just went over a year. Has it been? Yeah, it's been over a year that since I came back to Florida, and I ran into him just out one time, and I saw the work that he did on Chafin, and we just kind of just talked from there. And then I was like, well, you know what? When opportunity comes around, I'm gonna see, I'm gonna give it a shot. But originally, it wasn't in the cards for me, honestly. It was just like we had that conversation, and then when it came around, someone sent it to me. They said, I think you should do it, and then I said, okay. And then I never actually did it. And then they hit me up again, hey, do it. So I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Just as I did it, but then next thing you know, one thing led to the next, and here I am.
Okay. So was there something about like, because it seemed like you were like weren't really interested. Was there something that happened that made you more interested to do it, or did you just feel like
I'm
they
sorry,
kept asking?
can you repeat that for me, please?
Oh, so like it seemed like you were hesitant or like you weren't really interested in the beginning. So was there something that happened that made you kind of feel like, okay, like I kind of want to do it, or did you just feel like, oh, they kept asking me, so let me just do it?
I well, originally I was hesitant because, as y'all can see on the show, like I even when we was going to the first event, I told Ayo straight up, I was like, listen, bro, I'm gonna come out, but you know me, and you know y'all know how I can get, and I just don't like to be subjected or in environments where I'm around. No shade, but you know how y'all know how the LGBT community can give it up sometimes, and it's a whole bunch of unnecessary shade and things. I just don't. That's not my crowd for real. Because their level of handling things are completely different from mine, and I know how I can get. So I don't really like to. I don't prefer to be in those places. So I was hesitant because of that. How mixy it can get, but then I eventually brought myself to it because I knew that I love music, and having a project or doing an EP, that was a goal of mine, and I felt like with me being on the show, it would challenge me to actually see this through and actually like chase that dream that I've been putting off for so long.
Okay. Oh, I'm glad that like you saw the like benefit of it and like I mean
Yeah, like it's like there was a benefit, because of the platform, and then
mhm,
there's also the benefit of like challenging myself, like, okay, no, no, you said you was gonna do this, you never really did it. So let's
mhm.
see if you're gonna actually put your foot on the pedal right now. And so said, so done.
Right. So, like, did you think that you were gonna? I mean, I don't know if you knew any of the people before you got on the show, but like, as you're meeting these people, did you think you were gonna gel with them? Did you think you were gonna just kind of be more friends with like AO? Like, how did you
Um,
feel about the group as a whole?
Naturally, I'm very very friendly, and I'm very kind, and I mean, people would say like I'm a sweetheart, right, considerate. So I knew it wouldn't be hard for me to like make a good impression. I knew it wouldn't be hard for me to just be on good terms with everybody, but unfortunately not everybody is like that. A lot of people, especially when these cameras go on, as you guys can tell and what you've been seeing, these goes on, people, a whole bunch of shit started happening. People started talking. It's just a whole bunch of mess. So, um, for me, I know coming into this, I know that I will be myself, and nothing, nothing less than that. I was just more so worried what I was getting into dealing with the characteristics of other people, especially when these cameras go on. So I knew it wasn't going to be hard for me, but hey, people are different.
Okay.
Okay. So you kind of mentioned, or excuse me, during the earlier episode, you and Slim kind of had a conversation, and you talked about kind of distancing yourself from the group because of how chaotic some of the events can get. How many events did you attend with the group? Well, let me rephrase that question. Were you kind of forced by production to attend events, or was this something like, I don't want to go to that shit. I'll go to this person's event. Like, how does that work?
Uh, that's a good question. So, okay, we being transparent, right? So I wasn't really fucking with it. Like I wasn't in the mood to be in places where I felt like I needed or was inclined to give my take on situations that had nothing to do with me. I didn't want to be subjected to providing unsolicited opinions regarding situations that had nothing to do with me. I just didn't want to be around nothing that was outside of what I was actually doing. When I got on the show, it wasn't to be a crash dummy for nobody's cameras. You see what I'm saying? So again, intentionally, I don't put myself in situations where I felt like it was going to be some bullshit. And as you guys can tell, the what you've been seeing, I mean, let's be honest here. Only thing you guys have been seeing was just regurgitation of what something that happened at the pool party. Mind you, the situation that happened, no one did anything. I mean, dude was hoopling, hollering, checking everybody that was there until he checked me, and then situations went how it should have went. it should have went like that when he checked the first bitch. You see what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
no, everybody. That's what I'm saying. People be doing things momentarily for moments, and I don't need to put myself in those situations where I felt like somebody was looking for a moment, but then me being the kind of nigga that I am, I give them that, and then no, it's like, oh God, well he's no, I don't need to do that. So I like my peace, I like my space. You know what I'm saying? So I just stay there. You know, so um, yeah, I honestly did not want to. I like being in a group. I like dealing with the group in increments. I like dealing with everybody on an individual basis when people are not doing things for moments. You see what I'm saying? I like having personal connections rather than things that, oh, well, this is going to look good on camera. I don't operate like that. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to see me eventually. I'm going to come back around. I don't care who get mad because I'm saying this, but you're going to see me come around. Um, because, like you said, production kind of had to give me a little tap on the wrist. Hey, all right, now we understand you was on strike. We understand you was protecting your peace, but we need to get these scenes in. So you're gonna see me come
Mhm.
back around again. But honestly, when the reason why you didn't see me there is because I was busy doing what I came on the show to do, chase, which you will
Mm,
see at the end of the show.
got
Mhm.
you. Okay, so you spoke a little bit about the pool party, and I know that that was a big deal. So, like, it got real contentious, like, towards the end, but can you kind of speak to, like, the energy, like, walking into the pool party? I mean, from the outside, like, the little pool house, everybody seemed to be having a good time,
Yes.
but then things went left. Was that energy there when you got there, or did it change?
Absolutely not. When I pulled up to the pool party, first of all, it was so far, so it was just like, God
Mhm.
damn it. But pull up to the pool party, I'm feeling good. You know, I'm hopped out of my car. You know what I'm saying, and I'm looking like like how I like to present myself. I'm looking good, so I'm feeling
Yeah.
nice. Greeting everybody. Giving hugs. Nice to see, nice to meet you. I'm Fabio. Da da da. And then when it was time for us to film it. It just turned into a bunch of bullshit. Like all these a lot of personalities that I wasn't didn't saw upon initial contact. It just kind of brought to light as soon as it was like, So if you notice during the whole back and forth, you saw me there just kind of quiet a little bit, and you saw me like fondling with my jewelry, just fixing my jewelry. Head was down, just kind of like I felt a little out of place. Not out of place because of like someone made me feel like I didn't belong, but more so out of place because I knew that there was a lot of things that was going on, and it just kind of made me feel just a little uncomfortable. Um, it was good until it wasn't, honestly.
Okay. So when you guys got to like the little pool house, we see like on camera like at least like two people kind of just like interject into the group conversation.
Mhm.
Is that like the first time they walked in, or like can you just talk about that little situation before the camera started rolling?
Yeah, so you see the girl Shauna walks
Mhm.
in, and she walks in and I mean, looking for a moment. We're gonna just call a spade a spade. She was looking for a moment. Word around the curb, allegedly, she was sent in by someone,
Mhm.
Kali. That's what they say. But
Oh.
allegedly, that's what they said. She came in there. She was like, "By the way, since we're here, we are chasing Orlando." No, the fuck we're not. You're
Yeah,
not, at
like
least. Like, you know what I'm saying?
you're
It was
not
just
just
so
like
much, like all of that. Like, come on.
yeah,
Anyway, she gets there. She cuts Pablo off, rudely, and then that kind of went from there. As he should have responded exactly how he responded, because first of all, I don't see her on the call sheet, don't know who she is, like
right.
I don't even know if she clocked in. You know what I'm saying? I don't we Nobody knows her. And granted, yeah, that's our first time seeing each other, but obviously I have to know who was coming in this room with me before I walked into the room, right? So common sense would say she's not the person. She don't belong here. She don't even go here, according
Yeah.
to Mean Girls. So
What was production doing to like were they like trying to like facilitate things, or were they just kind of letting you guys go on it?
in the beginning, it wasn't much like interjections or interruptions from production in the beginning until it
Okay.
started to get a little bit out of hand. But I'm pretty sure we all was like, and production was busy like filming and making sure everyone was kind of good. And so I could understand why, but at the same time, I felt like had Kali's pool party, right? He got everyone together. I felt like he should have interjected a long time ago, or production should have interjected a long time ago. I felt like they did a disservice to what we were doing in that moment, honestly. So she starts talking, and then that happened. Then Rashida and Pablo started going back and forth. Um, and then after that, the boy walks in. If you go back and watch the clip, you see the boy walks in, and the first thing he do is he looks dead at the camera. I think go back and watch that. He looks dead at the camera, and then he proceeds on over to Rashida and B Baby. And I'm pretty sure you have additional questions, so I'm just gonna pause right here. But that's kind of like how that transpired.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to linger too long on it. I just
Mhm.
want to know, like,
Right.
because I know we know the end result of what happened at the very
Mhm.
end of the pool party. So, like, was there something that he did or said that triggered you to hit him? Like, did he try to hit you, or is it something he said, or like, what kind of? Because we don't really we see you hit him, but it's like you're kind of behind like a bunch of people. So, like,
Mhm.
what happened that kind of triggered you to like react like that?
So it was. I think there was just a lack of context, and it was a lot of context as to why you don't see how that happened, how the how we got to the end results. But what had happened was is that um, what you last saw was me sitting down, fixing my jewelry, and my head was down. In that moment, what was cut out is that he walks over to Rashida. As he was walking over to Rashida, and if you notice, you see him in Rashida's face. Rashida actually was telling him, "Excuse me," as she was
Mhm.
going, but then he stopped her, and he was checking Rashida about B Baby. So I'm not sure how he was aware of the comment or the situation, because remember, right before that, B Baby said thump and Rashida started. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure how he was aware of anything happening between B Baby and Rashida because he wasn't in the room. But when he walked in, he went over there to where Rashida was at, and then they started having a back and forth. So in the midst of their back and forth, I kind of was telling them because it was right next to me. I was telling them, "Hey, y'all, just like calm down, y'all. It's not that serious. Just relax, relax. Everybody kind of going off. Everybody just need to relax because at this point now, it was just becoming so much and it was getting so chaotic. And I was trying my best to say, y'all, relax." And then he turned to me, and I can't tell you verbatim. If anything, I might have to go back and listen to the audio, but it was along the lines like, um, like, who the fuck you talking to? Don't talk to me. It was like that. Like, who the fuck you talking to? Along those lines, very aggressive, very rude.
Mhm.
And then I said, who you talking to? I said, who are you talking to? And then he turned to me and he said, you. And then he turned back to Rashida and he started talking. I was like, wait, 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 hold up. So when that happened, then you see me. Well, you don't see me, but I stood up. And when I stood up, I B Baby got kind of. I kept repeating like, you can't be talking to me. You can't be talking to me right now. Like you like I'm the only person here not doing nothing. Like all I'm telling y'all is to calm down. And you giving me all this energy talking about shut the fuck up. I said, bro, you can't be talking to me. So then from there, you then see B Baby comes in between. And then actually no, BBB didn't come in between first. Marlo comes over. AO steps in front. Marlo comes over. Marlo starts to grab on my hand. Production comes over, and then you see me talking to B Baby, telling B Baby, and you can go back and you're gonna see this part. You're gonna be seeing me saying B Baby. I'm like, he does not need to talk to me like that. I really want y'all to go back and pay attention. I kept telling him, bro, talk to your friend because he's coming at me and he does not need to talk to me like that. Okay, AO walks over. AO's in between. AO and him start to get into it. Marlo is grabbing my hand. Production is there. AO and Kali start to go back and forth because obviously Kali wasn't there. Kali stepped out and everyone walked in. That's
Mhm.
how that happened. Kali stepped out. The girl, Big Bird, walked in, and then after,
Okay,
Cocaina
fresh.
walked in after. So they're going back and forth at this point. Ao and Kali like they're going back and forth, and then from there, you see me grab Ao. I'm like, bro, I said, don't worry, you good, like you good, you good. There was still a lot of words being passed, and then that's when I was like, bro, and that's what I was saying, like, bro, you. I said, you need to go. You just need to go. Then you see Kali pushed me, and
Mhm.
then we kind of got into. I really was sparing Kali. I really was sparing Kali. Cause when he pushed me, I kind of just like slick, like sling him off to the side a little bit because I have respect for Kali. And well, I don't dislike Kali, and I have some respect for Kali. You know what I'm saying? I don't dislike him, and everything's cool. But like,
Yeah.
don't push me like that again. Especially in that kind of way because instant reaction, I would have punched him. You know what I'm saying? But I was just like, bro, like chill. And that kind of like got to that escalated from there. I didn't appreciate when Kali said I was piggybacking off of Ayo because that's false. When me and the boy got into it, we actually got into it first, and Ayo stepped in between of us, and Ayo actually was having my back. That's
Mhm.
my dog. So that's actually what happened. It actually started the tenseness, and that argument actually started with me and the guy first. So I wasn't jumping in. Ayo was low key defending me. Shout out to Ayo.
Yes, shout out to AO. Because I did feel like he was trying to defend you or like at least a little bit try to
Yeah,
de-escalate the
that's my
situation at
baby.
first. But
Yes.
do you feel like because now like the way you're describing it now, I feel like the show doesn't really show like Cali
Nope.
Boy leave and like come back. So like the fact that he left and then that's when, these people come in, do you feel like one, do you feel like it was a setup, or do you feel like he just kind of neglected y'all and kind of allowed his friends to get their moment?
I mean, I feel like I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I mean, Kali's a very messy guy. He's messy generally. Um, he's like messy, but then he's like funny messy at the same time. It's just a key for him. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Mhm.
I don't have a problem with that kind of messy. I don't have a problem with that kind of messy. I just felt like had even if that was the case, had you interjected earlier, it would not have gotten to where it got into, first of all.
Right.
So even if
Mhm.
it was a setup, even if it was to rattle the crew, because if you go back to the beginning of episode one, you're gonna hear him say, "I have a trick," or "I got some sleeve," or in a confessional, he said something along the line like, "I got something for them." Whatever crap he was
Yeah.
talking. I'm just saying, like, even if that was the case, I don't think it was like, okay, I want you to go in there and I want you to step on this person's toe. I want you to go in there and say this person's mom is a whore. It wasn't set up like that. It was just more so I felt like it was like go in there and rattle them hoes. Yeah, pop your shit, get your little moment. And I felt
Right.
that everyone was trying to capitalize off of that. And it's just, some people you
Spiral.
just don't get those type of moments with.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like he did what needed to be done because, like, after like knowing what happened, like, I just feel like he was kind of
But then
like
and then
it
and
was
then
on.
the truth with that though is just like what you saw like in 2 minutes was like a whole 40-minute segment because not only was all that arguing in there like happening, even when we went outside like around the pool, it was still it was still happening. Like it was
Mhm.
we were still outside getting into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like because it didn't just happen from there and then they keep go outside. No, we was around by the pool, and we were still kind of yelling. And at that point, when I said, I was like, you know what? I remember I told my friend this because my friend was like, my one of my friends said, "Do he want like he trying to get that from you? Like what he doing?" He was my friend was like, "What he trying to
Well,
do?" Because he
yeah.
talking a lot. I'm like, you know what? At this motherfucking point, look, you know what I'm saying? It got to that point.
Right.
Like what I'm saying is that it was so long drawn and overdrawn. Like bitch, you was asking to get top. Not saying that
Right.
I did it. I'm just saying, whoever punched you, I'm sure they was over it, and it was like you popping it and you talking like you needed that, and and they just took you where took you where you didn't want to go. That's just it. Ain't
Yeah.
nothing to it. It
Okay.
really ain't nothing to talk about. Like,
Do you think that was like the most stressful scene that you were in this season, or do you think there were other scenes that were more stressful?
um, it wasn't stressful at all because like to me, it was just for me personally. Like I look back at it and I'm just like, bro, like I didn't. We don't do that no more. Like you don't retire. You know what I'm saying? You don't give that. Like,
A,
we
a
don't
retired fighter.
we look good. You just go out, you smell good, you look good, you pop your little ones and twos, you know what I'm saying? You smile with everybody and you just keep it moving. Like, but that's it. Like you don't go out to get yourself involved into things. So and
Mhm.
that's why I rarely go out because I just I'm paranoid in a sense like I don't want to deal with anything, you know what I'm saying, like I just rather stay home. I'd be in front of my computer working, listening to music and just vibing, playing the game. So
Mhm. You
when
just
I
wanna have
went
a good
out, yeah, when I got in my car, it was like, you see, this is exactly why you don't put yourself in these situations because it's like one thing happened, one thing led to the next, and I felt bad because I'm like, bro, I know what I can do. I know what I can give. I know I hit hard. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, no, something can happen. I felt really bad about it. I felt really bad, but at the same time, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie and say that I wasn't provoked. I'm not gonna lie and say like a whole lot asking for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I see the person today now, I would definitely have a grown man conversation and I would apologize. And I could take accountability for things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, hope y'all get on these drugs and then y'all start doing cartwheels and y'all start acting all crazy. Pipe the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't come on. Ain't everybody want to deal with that. Like, on, honestly speaking, like,
Yeah, no, that's
but
valid.
it didn't resonate well with me.
I was gonna ask like if you have seen him since then, or if you've been in the same space with him since then. I'm assuming not though.
No, I haven't. I rarely go out and on the gay scene, it's very rare that I would like pop out. You know what I'm saying? I just been ducked away. Yeah, just a low key. I mean, if I see him today and like, and if it's a situation where we could have a conversation and talk about it, I can definitely do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt bad about it afterwards. So I can do that, but it just depends because who knows? Like, he's one of those people that's like loud, I guess, in that kind of way. So I'm not sure like what that's gonna be, and you know, I don't want to have to take him through there. But
Right? Again, like
um,
yeah, no. Hopefully, like if you do ever see him again, it could be a
yeah,
reconciliation, some sort of
it's all yeah, yeah.
okay.
So based on this group's like dynamic, if you could group four people, if you can group four people to hang out with on a daily basis, who would those four people be?
That's easy. That's gonna be Ayo. Me and Ayo hang out all the time. Probably every Friday night. We hang out. We at the pub. So that's gonna be Ayo. That's gonna be Pablo. That's gonna be Marlo, and then that's the next person is gonna be um. In this case, it'll be Mark. I'll choose Mark. Me and Mark have not simply because me and Mark we have not hung out a lot, and
Okay.
I enjoy Mark. Mark is a sweetheart. Mark is very very nice. But the people I mentioned are the people that I talk to. Um, I'm not gonna lie. If I have to choose the next person, I would choose Cali Boy.
Mhm.
Because I've hung out with Cali Boy. Me and Ayo and Cali Boy, we've hung out before, and Cali Boy is hilarious, hands
Okay.
down. Like, I mean, he's just naturally messy and funny. You'll laugh. Um, I spent some time at Rashida's Fox Lounge. I spent some time with Rashida. Rashida actually really don't talk that much in person, so but she's I had a lot of good times over there at the Fox Lounge. Shout out to the Fox Lounge. But yeah, those are the people I hang out with. Ayo, Pablo, Marlo, and Mark.
Okay. Which cast member are you most likely to slide or fade?
Oh, dang, right,
Wait,
right, direct.
you say wait. What was the question?
Which cast member are you most likely to fade?
To fade.
Yeah, like which most like if if
I'm
if
just
the
as shocked
cameras
as
are
you are.
just yeah, like if you were
um,
out on a walk and you just caught this cast member just do 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 do, like which person would that be? Like, oh, if I could,
On
bitch, don't let me
site?
catch you on the street. Yeah,
um,
On
who would that
site?
cast member?
I'm not
That
gonna lie. I'm not gonna. And we just talking about it now. Y'all ask the questions. Oh fuck, I'm dribbling. So we talking about it now. Y'all ask the question, so I'm gonna answer it. To be real, I'm cool with everybody. I'm cool with everybody. I have no issues with nobody. At least issues that I can speak on yet, because obviously we're gonna get somewhere, right? But even then, I wouldn't fade the person. But if one person, I'm not gonna lie to you, and my sister can actually attest to this, but um, if you guys look up Cali Boy's pool party on YouTube, you're gonna see a lot of context that was not in the show, right? And I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. At one point of time, I respect Cali Boy, and I would not disrespect him in that way. Like okay, let me correct myself. I try to respect Cali Boy, and I try not to disrespect him in those kind of ways. However, when I saw some of that footage back from that video that I told you guys to go look up, no shade, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I was gonna run that. I honestly was because some of the things that were being said was like, "Oh, I want y'all to knock me out. I want y'all to do this." It was a lot of things that was being said, and I was almost like, "Bitch, I, do you like? Is you cool?" It was
Right.
on that type of time because you already pushed me in that pool house, and you know what I'm saying? We almost got into it because that's your friend. And then afterwards, like when you was popping it, no shade, I almost mowed you down. You see what like so that's the only other person that I felt like I would have given that to, and that's why there was a lot of animosity because there was a lot that was said that wasn't shown. But Cali Boy cool. Other than that, I wouldn't fade nobody. And I probably still wouldn't even fade him now, but at that moment, oh yeah, I needed that real bad.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
In the moment, he could have got that. That's funny. Um,
Yeah, because he
I
was I
do.
mean, you know what? Everybody need a real friend, feel me? Or a real associate. And he was definitely on that boat. Boy, his boy, you know what I'm saying? Like if one of my best friends was like there when that happened, we would have tore the whole pool house up. You
Oh
feel me?
Lord.
So
Oh Lord.
you know, so I respect him for having his friends back, you know. And it is ain't no vibes with him. I'm just saying at that time, oh yeah, I needed that. Yeah.
He could have got it. Yeah. I mean, Cali Boy, I feel like he is a good time, but maybe he can take things maybe too
He's
far.
funny as fuck. He is so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just want to change gears a little bit.
Yes.
Um, someone, magic user, of course. Who else would ask? They asked if you're LGBTQ. We of course have seen you and seen talking about your sexuality. Did you just kind of want to speak a little bit more on just like finding your sexuality, defining your sexuality? Are you gay, bi,
who
and
who gay? Who said I was gay? I'm just playing with y'all.
uh, oh, whoop.
um that was really difficult and that was tough because I felt like I mean obviously you know who you are when you're growing up, right? And then you start to like discover things. Me it wasn't no experimenting because I mean I felt like I was a decent youth. Like I ain't never stepped outside and did anything kind of crazy. Like I just kind of was like, when I become an adult, I'm going to get on my shit. As soon as I graduated out of high school, I left home, and I felt like that was the period where I was like, you know what, I'm in a space where it's okay now for me to try to discover who I am and do that. Not at the time, I thought I was doing it boldly, but it really wasn't. It was just bolder than what it was when I was in the island,
It was your bold.
and
Yeah.
for me it was very hard because I felt alone like a lot of times I was alone. And then I met my friend Marquise, and he was a big and an integral part to like not only not discovering but more so accepting, you know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing for me to say I'm this, but then am I walking in this truth? Am I, you know what I'm saying? Do I really know who I am? Do I even know what I like in this community or in this world? So there was a lot of things that I felt like I had to discover and understand for myself. Even when it comes to like safe sex and all that stuff, there was a lot to kind of like to learn because it was, you know. So
Yeah.
for me, it was difficult because at the time, especially on the islands, I didn't have an outlet or a resource to be comfortable and also to have more of an understanding. But um, once I loved myself, it was enough for me to appreciate myself in all forms. So
Okay. One thing that really stuck out to me was you speaking on like it being a lonely experience. And I think that a lot of people can identify with that.
yeah,
Just like, of course, like not having like any gay friends. Of course, like most people, your parents, like they don't fully understand. Like, they're just trying to raise you. So
yeah.
I definitely feel like that's identifiable. And I'm glad that you found somebody that like could support you and like help you on that path.
Yeah,
Um,
and then another thing too is like we tend to, especially when we're in the stage of like discovery,
mhm,
sometimes we dive head into something that like I don't want to say that's not right or just a place or a position that's not the preferred place to be. So did
mhm.
you get into the apps, right?
Yeah.
And then you start going to these sex parties and then you start the drugs. I like when and I don't do drugs by the way, but when I got introduced to the world, right? Or I quickly learned how dark this fuck was, and to me it was kind of scary. So it was almost like, damn, like, is this really what you want to do? Like, this is who you are, but do you want to do this? And at
Right.
one point in time, I was like, God damn it, like, man, I don't know if I'm cut out with this type of shit. Hoes, you walking into bathroom styles and bitches doing drugs. I ain't never seen no shit like that in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like it happens everywhere, but I'm just saying it was a culture shock for me. Like, and I'm talking about hard drugs. You know,
Yeah.
so and then bitches sucking dick, right? It's just a lot. It was just a lot to kind of like whoa, like
Hmm.
am I in the right house? I don't think this is the place that I need to be
Uh,
at. Like, you know,
no,
so
that's definitely real.
yeah.
And how would you say, like, are you still finding that community, like, or do you think you found that community in Orlando?
Oh no, I definitely found a community. I definitely
Okay.
found a community.
Okay.
Um, for me, I just gauge it professionally. If you ask any of the cast, they're gonna tell you very few things about me, but it's all gonna be cohesive. Like, I'm
Hmm.
very like, reserved and very much like yes ma'am, no ma'am,
Hmm.
like, very professional at all times, right? So
Yeah.
like I carry myself in a standard to where it's almost like it could come across as snobby or better than, and that's not the case at all. But I just gauge this community with class. You know what I'm saying? Like, trust me, there be a lot of things that be going on, and a lot of things that if I wanted to get into, I can. But I just have a lot of respect for myself. I have a lot of respect for my relationships, and it's just like I just carry myself with grace. At least I try to at all times.
I appreciate that, especially on a show like this. And I mean, no shade to anybody who's ever been on the show, but
Mhm.
I feel like some people feel the need to be like this larger than life, like loud, like, I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go out of my
Yeah,
way to like make a name for myself. And I think there's something very respectful and commendable about just wanting to be yourself and being true to yourself.
yeah,
Like if you're not that loud person, I'm just gonna be my low key self. So I,
yeah.
I like that. I appreciate that. Um, I did have a question, but while I think of it, Troy, did you have a question based off of what we've been talking about?
Sure, don't come over here with no messy ass questions.
You know he's gearing up for it. You know he's
I
gearing
wasn't.
up for it.
I did. I didn't want to like shift topics yet, but I did want to ask you about like your music career.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
you've mentioned this episode and a couple of previous episodes that you were kind of struggling with getting the exclusive rights to the music. So, could you kind
Yes.
of speak on where you are with that process now versus when you were filming the show?
Absolutely can. Like I have the rights to the beats and everything, and the songs are
Yes.
recorded, and
Period.
That's that.
it's gonna be ready for like. This is the thing. Throughout that whole time, I was going through like the creative process. So I was recording, and then there was a lot of changes. And for me, what I did, I honestly felt like I did a little too much. But I'm a Capricorn, you know what I'm saying? I like to be prepared and over prepared and have a plan for every plan that fails. I recorded about how much about 13 songs. I'm sorry, 13 songs. And I said that was so wrong in my accent, but um
No, you I was into it.
you know but I recorded about 13 songs, and basically I had to kind of cut it down to like what do I want the 6 songs to be, because I wanted to do 6. I don't want to do too much, and I was struggling with that. I found myself trying to get the rights to every single one of those songs, and then it was just like, bro, you're doing too much. At least the ones that you know that you're gonna put out on the project, make sure you get this prepared and situated and taken care of, and then you deal with the hassles of all of the other stuff later. But my problem was is that I didn't want to like have those songs there ready to go, and then let's someone else get the licenses to those beats, and it's like fuck, this was a fire ass song, but it just didn't meet the mark for the project. But this song is really good, so I was dealing with that, and it was really like, what songs do I want to have in a project? So I created a lot more work for myself, and unintentionally, no, intentionally, but I just knew it because I just wanted to make sure if I had to fall back on something, this was prepared and ready to go. But The EP is gonna be out. The EP is entitled Dreams.
Okay.
It's gonna be out. It's gonna be out. It's we're following a schedule here. So once I have my event, the EP is gonna be out following the event. So more than likely it will be that Friday after the event. But right now we're just in final stages. I have to go to the studio tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock to just kind of do the transitions from how I want the songs to kind of play. So we're just like wrapping everything up. It's ready to go. It sounds pretty good so far. I hope y'all like it for real.
Good.
I'm rapping, I'm
I'm
singing,
excited.
I'm talking my shit. So like, yeah.
Someone said
Period.
that you have a voice like Velvet. Period. Okay. Yes. Much
Uh,
love from England. Yes. 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 Yes.
Hey,
I
thank you for
love
being
that.
here.
I love you,
Um.
babe.
Yes.
Thank you. I thought that was Kirsty. I knew
Someone
Kirsty for
also
like
Yeah.
said
more than
shout out to
10
Marquise.
years. One of my best friends.
Yes.
I love her.
Oh, okay. Period. Yes, yes, yes,
Shout out to
yes.
Yes,
Marquise.
that's sweet.
But yeah, just clicking through the comments. I did have a question about. Oh, so we did hear you in the booth. I we we heard you rap, and then we also heard you sing, which I think is really popular now. I think it sounded really good. Can you speak to some of your like influences? And just like I guess people in your head that have kind of influenced your art.
Yeah, so I'm a. So, like, one of my main influences, I'm sorry, but Young Money, Cash Money, like, my favorite rapper of all time is Nicki Minaj. We do not have to have that
Oh,
discussion or go. We don't have to.
No, I'm kidding.
We don't need to go into that. But
No, we can
uh,
respect her art.
I love Nicki Minaj. I love her delivery. I love her cadence. I love her flows. I love Lil Wayne as well. When I approach a beat or if I'm hearing a beat for the first time, I always ask myself like, obviously I came up with my own formula for myself, but a part of that is looking to my influences. Like if Nicki hear this beat, how do you think she would approach this? And then okay, and then how should Fab approach this? So I normally draw comparisons like between like her, Wayne, and myself as far as how I want, like for instance, my cadence, the flow, the transitions between the flows. Like, am I lyrical enough? You know what I'm saying? Like, I really hold myself to a standard because I want the people to listen and say, well, yeah, okay, well, he sound good, but I want you to like go back and think like, oh, he said this and he said this. Oh, he talking shit for real. Like he really rapping. I really want that. Like that's what I shoot. That's what I shoot for. Like I could give you a bubblegum rap and we could do all of that stuff, but I want it to like resonate. I want you to be like, oh yeah, he good. Like he's intentional. He's intelligent. I know a lot of these words be beating the car's ass, but that doesn't
Yeah.
happen with me, y'all.
yeah.
But no,
No,
I'm just kidding.
that's one thing that really stood out with like when I saw you like in the booth was your performance. I feel like sometimes people like there's always a joke about like people not rapping on beat or like not understanding cadence and like transition
Yeah,
like you were saying. So it was cool to see like you be able to like conquer that in the booth.
thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course.
Get
Um
breath control to some of these new age kids, new school kids, because
What I will say though is that with me, I in a studio, like I don't know if it be like nerves sometimes, but I know like if I'm writing something and I'm rapping it right here, like it'll be like it'll be perfect. But then when I go to the studio, I find myself having to do like multiple takes, like not with singing really, but like with rapping. I'm always questioning like, damn, well, I felt like I was going a little bit out of breath at this line. I should do it over. Maybe I need to be a bit more aggressive. It's just like I find myself like having to do different takes just to make sure like I'm capturing the song that I actually want. But that shit could get a little difficult. Like when you by yourself, it's perfect, but then when you're doing it in front of other people, you always fucking up. I hate that.
mm. So do you think like how do you feel like more comfortable in the booth than you do like in like a live performance like at a show?
Oh shit. Honestly, I feel like I'm a little bit more comfortable in the booth because it's well 9 times out of 10 it's just me and the engineer, right? And I have a little bit more room to make mistakes and not have to like think about the mistakes that I'm making. I have a little bit more room to like, okay, I fucked up, I could do it again and not be embarrassed or like, damn, that was horrible. But versus like when you're in front of people or a crew or a live audience, and it's like you want to be as perfect as you can, and nothing is perfect, but you want to be the closest thing to perfect. So
Right.
there's that pressure on top of like making sure you're doing it. There's that added pressure. So that's a little bit more difficult.
Gotcha.
You
Okay.
would see me like you would look. I mean, I'm saying that no, right? Because that's the truth. But as you continue to watch, which I hope you do, but as you
Of course.
continue to
Yeah.
watch, you're gonna see me like present my stuff. You're gonna see me present my stuff, and it at first you're gonna see me say, I don't know what y'all want me to do, but I'm not about to do this. But then you see me actually getting into it. I actually was like, you know what? Let me give y'all what y'all want. So that was the nerves talking at first until I actually was like, you know what? Let me deliver for real.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes you have to like warm up and like step
Yeah,
into it. Get
warm
comfortable.
up to the crowd.
Yeah. So do you have like we've heard like a bit of like your sound, but like do you have any ideas on like the visual like aesthetic of the EP? Is it gonna be it? I feel like your sound is kind of like a dark wave, but then like the rapping was a little more aggressive. So I was
Yeah.
just wondering like what kind of visuals you would have. Um,
You see,
for
so
EP.
like the aesthetic appeal of it. What's so crazy? I was on FaceTime talking to my sister Lashonda. Well, Khadijah. I
Mhm.
was talking to her on the phone. I was trying to tell her, mind you, she's at work and she's just staring at on FaceTime and she listening to me. I'm like, okay, so this is what we're doing. This is what I have planned. And she just there nodding her head like, mm-hmm. I know she ain't listening to shit I was saying, but she's like, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm like, are you listening to me? This is what. But okay. So side note, but um, so the visual, basically, the theme of this whole EP is buckle up, right? Because we're talking about my dreams. So, what I'm putting out there is basically like the road to chasing my dreams is kind of bumpy. So, if you look at that picture, that's is my profile picture on that. My picture that was in the like that you can see on the chat, like
Mhm.
for YouTube, you're gonna see me have like these like kind of gloves, but the gloves have like buckles on it.
Okay.
So basically, that kind of plays into the whole theme of buckling up because the ride to chasing my dreams has been nothing short of bumpy. It was a long road, and I'm talking about the dream started from when I was back on St. Croix. So I'm leaving the islands. I have these dreams to first of all make it out alive. Like for instance, I know that I'm gay. I know that there's a lot of things that are against me, and I'm a black man coming to America at the height of a whole bunch of shit that's kind of going on. So I not only do I want to make it out from the islands alive, but I also want to be alive to see these dreams come to fruition, right? So basically, you see me playing into that aspect, like buckling up for the journey. I don't want to give away like too much of what you because what you're also gonna see on the show is not only gonna see like the lead single, like the reveal of the single, but you're also gonna see like the cover of the EP that I'm presenting on the show that haven't been posted to
Okay.
my Instagram. I'm waiting for that episode to air so I could post that, and we go from there. But basically just know like you're buckling up for that journey. So the overall aesthetic is like a ride. So it starts off kind of slow because the first song, which is entitled Dreams, it is a manifestation of what I want for myself, and that's basically me at home in the islands, basically telling myself that these are the dreams that I want, and you have to see it. Like you have to make it. You got to do it. So that song Dreams is beautiful, and it's no rapping, it's a little slower, it's acoustic, and it's me singing, but you're gonna like it. It's not
Okay.
as long, it's just basically like an intro, right? And then from there it picks up. Then you hear me rapping because at this point I went from putting on the gloves to putting on to tying my boots to putting on the helmet to putting on the jacket to then getting on the automobile and going for the actual ride. So right now we went from chasing this dream and actually preparing for the ride to actually going. I'm going for it. Full stop, full throttle, nonstop.
I love how intentional that is. Like it seems like you put a lot of thought into
Got
it, which
into it.
I
Yes, I
appreciate.
did.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see it. And you said, is there an event on the show that is kind of like structured around that, or without giving
Um,
too much? I don't know if you
what I
know
will
which
say is
I
that
can
if you go
say.
back to the trailer and you look at the
Uh-huh.
trailer really closely, you're gonna see me like doing something. So that's
Okay.
basically what I'm referring to. Yes, I mean to be honest with you, that is I feel like that's a fair question to ask because as you can see, we're episode 6 in, and the only person that had an event for real was Pablo, and you
Mhm.
see Max perform his song. Other than that,
Yeah.
what other events there are? I'm no shade to nobody, but I'm just saying pick up the fucking pace. But yes, so
Okay.
that is a good question to ask because you haven't been seeing much of that, but you will see an event of mine. I'm actually chasing.
Got you, got you, got you. So like,
I think Damien is trying to secure a job as a video vixen. I ain't mad at that.
you know what? That's
You know what?
that's
You should
not
you
even
should
my
be in the
vibe.
video.
I love creative direction. Okay, so
You should be in the video.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'll fly down to Orlando. I don't care. But I do want to add because you did kind of mention like the events. And I feel like this is something that we've talked about on this show endlessly, but um I don't know. I guess so. Like, did you feel like meeting this group of people? Did you think that you were kind of with, and this could be kind of like a shady question, so forgive me, but like, did you think you were with your peers, or, and now that you're kind of here, like, kind of past season, do you feel like you're with your peers, or do you feel like it's a mixed bag?
When you say peers, are you referring to like who has been putting in the same amount of effort that I have been?
Yeah. So
Okay.
like, as somebody who is So, like, as somebody who is like on this show chasing their dreams, do you feel like if you guys are a class, like, do you feel like y'all are peers, like in the same class? Because I feel like when I watch the show, y'all are all kind of like trying to do y'all, like, kind of conquering y'all dreams at the same
I
time, I guess.
I feel like we've all been given a group project, and you just know those who didn't contribute a fucking thing to the group project, and here we are presenting it, and you have that one person with the paper presenting this group project, and you have people just in the background like trying to get the grade. That's
Right,
what I
right.
feel like, and that's no shade to nobody. I talk about this all the time. I'm very vocal when I speak on
Mhm,
this. I'm watching. Not only was I a part of the show, right? I was a part of the show. So the only things that I'm actually privy to are the things that I was doing. So I know what I did, I know what I've done, I know what I've contributed when it comes to the chasing aspect of this show. I know
mhm,
that I did my due diligence. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, outside of knowing what I've done, I'm being privy to the little groups that scenes that we had. I didn't know
mhm,
what anyone was doing individually. Um, I mean, I had an idea. I know what they do because I built a relationship with them, right? But I didn't know like what they were filming. And as a reviewer, I see what the comments and the people are talking about. There's so much conversation about bullshit. Like we still talking about this pool party. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, in now the whole bust of grape at this pool party. And the
mhm.
person who got into it at the pool party, I haven't spoken about it since. I'm out here actually
Yeah,
doing what? Chasing my dreams. I'm in the studio. Okay, I'm working. You see what I'm saying? Outside of
yeah.
being at the studio, I'm like my job. I'm a senior examiner, so I do insurance. I do insurance, right? I deal with the attorney represented files, and I work all day, every day, especially around this time when you're dealing with the storms and stuff. So not only do I work, I spend a lot of time like figuring things out. So it was hard for me to kind of adjust and do all of these things, plus still make time to go to the studio, plus still make time to like, because at the same time I was looking for like management and all these stuff. So I'm doing all of these different type of things outside of working at this computer. I'm talking about 23 hours a damn day. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm working all the time and I'm still putting my best foot forward when it comes to producing and actually putting a good product out for this show. And in comparison to, I felt like folks was more so looking for a moment rather than actually putting their best foot forward. So
Mhm.
now we supposed to be one band, one sound, and you got a bitch over here playing the drums and all these hoes over here doing the heel and toe. Who's on the keyboards? Who's on the microphone? You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? So it becomes hard for the crowd and the masses to actually appreciate the product because not everybody honestly held their weight. I don't care who's mad about this. I'm speaking facts. And then
It's for the truth, honestly. Yeah.
and then you have some people who did stuff and you're not seeing what they've done. So I can't imagine how they feel because they also know that they've contributed, but we're not seeing that. So
Yeah.
I have mixed feelings. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm in the same class. I feel like some of us are in some of us skipped a grade and I feel like some of us was retained. I just don't feel like we are on the like we're not there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it becomes frustrating when I'm watching it back because I can agree with some of the comments. We over here having conversation about bullshit.
Right.
I can't
Right.
wait till we get to this recent episode. So whenever we do get to this recent episode, I have a lot to say too, and I'm pretty sure they're in here. I'm waiting to hear what I
Okay.
have to say. But yeah,
Yeah, no, I definitely want to touch on this most recent episode. I first kind of wanted to get into your scene on this episode just because I thought it was one of the interesting things. Um, Wrestling, like, I mean, I know there are people that do wrestling, but like, I don't think anybody on the show has ever, you know, done that or been a part of that.
Right.
So, can you just speak on like, I guess, like how you got into wrestling? Are you a fan of like WWE, WWF? Like, how did you get into it?
So yeah, ever since I was a child, like I loved wrestling. I liked everything combat. So I always like combat sports. I love boxing. I love karate. To the point where I would watch like a movie like Mortal Kombat, Mortal Kombat or something. Go outside and do it on someone. So I always like just the physical prowess of like combat sports. Um, and then I started watching wrestling, started getting the video games and stuff, and then I just was locked in from there. So it's like, so from there I kind of was like, you know what, I can actually do this too. Like I feel like I'm good enough. I'm athletic, I'm agile, like you said, flexible. I can move. So I'm pretty good, and I'm also very, very strong. So I was like, this will be something good for me to do. That passion as a child, a lot of people. I remember one time in the seventh grade, by the way, fuck you, Miss Tracy. No, no, shout out to you, Miss Tracy. We cool now.
My
But in the seventh
goodness.
grade, we had to do like a presentation of like what we wanted to do, and you know, I brought a wrestling belt. I brought a wrestling belt to the school, not to the school, but like for my presentation. I had a nice little PowerPoint and everything, and I brought a belt, and like she low key like embarrassed me. She called my father the next day, and she was like, you need to tell your son like to choose something a little bit more realistic. Could you believe me? Whole
Yeah,
time
that's
she was
crazy.
trying to get with my dad, but that's a different conversation. But
Whoa.
but yeah, but ever since I was a kid, like I always loved wrestling. I was like, man, you know what? I found out Jay Lethal had a wrestling school that he had that it was like a pretty in the earlier stages, and I went to wrestling school, and then here I am. I started to wrestle. I was good at it. I lost a ton of weight wrestling. It was just the best days, one of the best days of my life because I felt so free and I was doing something that I've loved for so long.
Oh.
Wow. I mean, yeah, like you seem like a natural, so like to hear that trajectory and to like know that you were doing it like in the seventh grade and like interested in it, I think that that's super cool.
Thank you.
Um, so can you speak because you kind of talk about on the show like getting into a car accident and like that kind of like messing up, of course, like your body and like you having to go through a recovery. Um, can you, I guess, talk about a little bit more about like that experience and like kind of how you worked your way back to like how we see you on the show?
Um, that was one of the hardest moments of my life. If not the hardest moment of my life, because I have put so much like time into wrestling and just wanted to be good. Um, when I signed up for wrestling, and this is we're gonna get a little personal. When I signed up for wrestling, I was probably at the time the biggest person in the room, and I'm not talking about like height wise. I'm talking about weight. I was the biggest person in the room. So when I saw everyone that was in this training class with me, I was like, God damn it! I'm not gonna do good because before you get into wrestling, you gotta do a physical assessment. You gotta run 3 miles. You gotta do like a certain amount of push-ups. And I was just like, I'm gonna be winded as a bitch. Like, So I was honestly about to leave the moment I walked in there because these white folks they skinny as shit, and then the black dudes they fit, and I'm just like, So that's what I was thinking in my head. So I was already pulling myself down before even giving myself a chance to do it, and then I did it. And not only did I exceed like everyone's expectation, I shocked myself, and that was just nothing but pure like passion to actually like commit to that. So when I started, it was just that right there. That meant so much to me to have to see it through. I did that. No, it's time for me to go through this process. So then I went through the next 6 months of just learning how to like take the wrestling moves because when you're wrestling, you have to read like you have to like teach your body to like do everything over. Like you got to stand up a certain type of way. Like you got to fall a certain type of way. You got to make sure when you fall, your chin is tucked, your head is up, your butt is. It's a lot of things you have to do. You have to learn to do. So I kind of have to like teach my body how to do everything else that was just so natural to me, like walk. You can't walk like that. If you slip, you go. So it's a lot of different things. So I invested a lot. It was a good investment to my body and my health, right? But I invested a lot into this because I was so determined to getting something back. So I was getting the gratification of like actually I'm meeting celebrities, I'm meeting celebrity wrestlers, I'm making friends. I love those moments, but for me it was just so much bigger than it was just so much bigger than what I initially thought it was. And I loved it and I put my all into it. So when I got into the car accidents, I fell into like a major depression because my life, to me at the time, my life ended. That's it. Like the only thing I was working towards was this. I wasn't supposed to be doing anything. I was not supposed to be on these phones telling these folks your claim is denied. Fuck you on your attorney. I was not supposed to be saying that. Like that's my career. Like that's my lucrative career. It makes a lot of money, but that's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be doing something more than insurance. So I was so devastated. I felt like my world had ended. And then I had hope. And then I had the first surgery. And then I had hope. And then, there was like, this is not something that you can do again. You slip and fall, you're going to be paralyzed for the rest of your life. It's not worth it. Like, it's not worth it. And then I had a neck surgery. Not a neck, I had a neck surgery. Because with that one, it was like, okay, well, I do this surgery, then everything should be boom. I should be able to go ahead. Can I take a back bump? Can I do a backflip? And it was like, nah. So when I tell you, like, that was such the darkest fucking time for me. Like, when I tell you, I felt like I went from being like this to like just like I watched myself crumble. I watched myself like decay and turn small, and I could not. I was watching all of my peers that I went to wrestling school with they just was excelling. I'm talking about we had just started getting bookings. I went to Atlanta 2 weeks, like two times before that. And I was just like, I was getting all these bookings, I was getting these recognitions, I was getting watched, I was like getting scouted because my coach he was putting us on. He's Jay Lethal. You know what I'm saying? Like he was opening the doors. And my coach Connor worked for WWE. And then I have built a good relationship with Tori Wilson. If you know who that is, she's a
Yes,
two times
love Tori
Playboy
Wilson.
cover girl. She's a
Yeah.
Mad
WWE
bitch
Hall
Tori
of Famer.
Wilson.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And like,
Mhm.
I've been doing so much good things, and this career was just so promising for me. So, to when I was told that I can never do this again, that was so hard. I ended up falling into a depression. I moved. I left Florida because I just could not be here, and then I moved to DC, and then I came back. So I don't know if I'm going too far in.
No, you're good.
When I saw this episode,
Oh,
should
okay.
I start discussing the episode, or
Yeah,
should I
of course.
focus?
Yes. Yes, go for it.
Okay, this is my problem. This is the issue that I have with the episode, right? Is because I came on to Chasing and I introduced myself. This is who I am. I'm here to work on my project. I'm here to work on my music. And I want to brand myself to be an aspiring artist. I can rap. I can sing. I want to put up this project. Boom. However, I used to be a professional wrestler. Okay, that's cool because Dave Chasen has never had a professional wrestler. Okay. Hey, and we're talking like production wise. Hey, I think we should get a team with you. Like, I think you should let's just let's see let's give the people, what I'm saying. And for months I have been like, yeah, sure, yeah, sure, I'll think about it. Yeah, I'll do it. Never, I thought about it, but never actually made the moves to do it. Never actually did anything to really do it for real, because I know that one, that's a very, very sensitive topic for me, because it's like it's something I can never do again, something that I love so much. And first of all, two things. It's a risk factor because let's say I go in there, I haven't did that in years. I go in there, I fall like I'm paralyzed. Who gonna tell my mother sorry? You know what I'm saying? What can I say? Because I knew the risk. And
Mhm.
then it was also like, damn, I go in there and I do it, and then it just put me back in that place of depression where it's like, fuck it. I can't, I just remember I can't do this anymore. So then I go through that whole cycle of the mental demise in addition to the demands, the physical demands of wrestling that I'm not even supposed to be putting my body through. So two things, right? Okay. I finally caved in. I was like, you know what? I When I got on this show, I wanted to put my best foot forward at all times, right? And I'm not gonna just I'm just not gonna like not give y'all that. It's a part of my life. We're showing my life. This is what I did. I did mention it to y'all. Fuck it, I'm all in. I was giving my all. I'm giving my all to this, to the platform and to the project. So I did it. And when I tell you, like, fuck the neck injury, fuck the anything that could come out of this. I went in there and I wrestled. I wrestled, as you guys can see. I um I did suplexes. I held the guy up in the air for like 5 seconds. I did a kip up from the neck up. I did a lot of different things just to show like agility, physical prowess and strength. I did a lot to like. I wasn't gonna half-ass it. I could have gone in there and say, "Hey, let me do this weak shit," but no, I went in there and I gave it my all because one, not only is it something that I really love, but it's also something I'm not gonna half-ass for nobody. And if this is gonna be on the web series, I'm gonna show you like I'm really, I'm gonna do this.
Right.
So I know to the viewers, seeing that, right, it was like exciting because it was never like you guys have never seen that before. But for me, it was a lot more. And what I wanted to feel after seeing that was rewarded because of the risk that I took to going to the ring, right?
Mhm.
And then also because of the potential mental demise that could come after that. Because once I left there, I stood in my car for a second. I was just like, I can't believe I did that again. Like I can't believe I did that again. Bro, like, and it just reminded me of what my life could have been had I continued to do it, had I did not get into that car accident.
Right.
And then the next day I had to get a cortisone shot for my neck because who the fuck sent me in the ring? I wasn't supposed to be in there. You see what I'm saying? So I just felt like I was very intentional, especially with the executive producer, with what could have been shown to give the viewers the best outcome, so that they could actually see like I won't just in here giving somebody a chop and pushing them into the corner. No, I was in here working. I was
Right.
lifting them up. I was working. So for me, I wanted to feel like the risk that I took to go back into the ring. I wanted to feel rewarded. Granted, I'm happy that everyone liked what they saw, but I would have wanted to feel a little bit more than just here's a few seconds of you doing this. Meanwhile, there is a whole 5 second conversations about bitches talking about nothing, and that's no offense to nobody, but I'm in comparison to, especially when I compare the risk of me going in there just to give good context, just content. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Like it was
Right.
like a slap in the face. It was like honestly, it was a slap in the face, and it is what it is. I no disrespect to nobody, and I'm not really upset with anybody or anything. I just really would have liked the attention that I put in, being very very intentional. You know what I'm saying? I just would have wanted that to be appreciated. Okay, and
Right.
I felt like it was just a breeze through. They just breezed through it. Breeze through it. I felt like even the episode before that, you see me talking to air, you don't see me again. Granted, I don't be hanging. I wasn't hanging with them hoes, but patience. But I'm just saying, like, if you haven't been seeing me like that throughout the episode, if you haven't been seeing me like that, at least with a moment where I felt like I could have shined, where especially due to these risks, I would have loved to see a lot more of that. Because what you guys saw in my story that you didn't see in the clips, all of that was content worthy enough. Like, who the fuck is lifting somebody up in the air for 4 seconds?
Yeah.
I lift the guy and held the guy in the air for 4 seconds. Like, you see me working, so I just would have loved to feel rewarded. Like, when I went in there and I busted my ass, even though I was sore the next day and I had to get like emergency cortisone shot for my neck, it was worth it. And I still don't feel no type of way about doing it. I still don't feel no type of way about doing it because I shocked myself and I love wrestling, but I would have just loved for that to translate on the screen a lot much better. I would have loved to felt like it was worth it. And I felt like they just breezed through that shit to get on to the next.
Yeah.
I just would have wished they would have just expound on that just a little bit more. There was a lot more to show, and that pissed me off. But this is no fault to like the editor. This is no fault to Andario. Shout out to Andario. Andario, you do what you got to do with what you got, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
I would have just loved for my executive producer to advocate for me the way how I wanted him to. Like if I tell you, hey, make sure this is in there, and I told you this more than one time, could you have not seen that through? Could you have not ensured that that's the product that was going to be? Could you have not like literally And that's the problem. The reason why a lot of people have issues is because there isn't much there isn't much care going into the season. There really isn't. I don't care who feel a type of way because nobody's gonna do me anything about it. I'm just saying there isn't much care, and obviously
Right.
it shows. Look at the product. The product is good, but for real, if we spent a lot more attention into one what we're doing, and I'm talking about the cast, if we spent a lot more attention into actually doing what the fuck we're supposed to be doing, it would resonate a lot better with the people. If the production wise spent a lot more time actually ensuring that this shit was really done and we're actually paying attention to the stories, this shit would have been better. And again, I don't care who feel a type of way. I'm just being honest, bro. So I feel a
No,
type of way about that. I honestly feel a type of way about that because I love wrestling and I wanted to give that. I felt like I got nothing. I got something out of it that the viewers can appreciate. But I walked away feeling like, damn, like that's it. That wasn't enough for me personally. And I'm
yeah.
just being passionate and I'm talking from my heart.
No, and I appreciate that 100%. I feel like that's something critique that we've had for like at least a couple seasons on different franchises of the Chasing Reality series. Um, it just seems like some of the scenes are just kind of backdrops to kind of like talk about drama or talk about surface level things, and it's like I've seen certain scenes on shows like, previous shows, previous seasons where it's like, oh, I wanted to get more into that. Like even the scene with like Marlo and like of course the scene with you wrestling, it's like I feel like this could have been fleshed out more, but it just seemed like a
Yeah,
backdrop to kind of talk about, surface level stuff,
yeah. It
you
was
know?
That's what I'm
So
saying, and I was so insulted by that because I was so insulted because it was like what was it? I think I count 9 seconds of me actually in the ring.
yeah,
Mind you, that was more than a 16-minute match, and it was a
yeah,
9 seconds, and then the stuff that was shown, it wasn't even really nothing that was like what fucking seeing. So for me, like I don't have any ill feeling towards it, but if we're gonna be honest, we're gonna be honest. Like
yeah,
we harped on a fucking pool party from episode one. We harped and things that had like things that hold no relevancy to what we're doing or what we do. But then
yeah,
we skip past the things that people can actually, want to be intrigued by, want to learn more about, want to see more of. That
yeah,
don't make no sense to me. We still
right,
talking about bull. That don't make no sense. We still talking about bullshit, and we 6 episodes in. I ain't seen now whole you everybody do this, this person do this person do that, but you ain't seeing nothing there. You hear people get together and talk about shit. And that's why I didn't feel like I need to be around because I have no reason to interject about a conversation that have fucking nothing to do with me. And
yeah.
that's just real.
No,
When you
that's
see me, you're gonna see me doing what I'm supposed like what I'm supposed to be doing. You might see a little fun here and there, but everything that I'm doing, you're gonna see it all play out. I promise you, you're gonna see it play out. And I just hope that at the end of the season, I can see some other people's shit play out as well. And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. And of course, I implore anybody that is watching, once again, to check out Fabio's Instagram, where he does have clips of him wrestling. We saw some of the clips, and yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised they didn't add in the clips that you showed us because they just seem so like engaging and just
You see
entertaining.
why
But
this is exactly why I posted clips on my story because it was like,
yeah,
for the record, this is what was shown. Like, yes, that's me holding him up in the air, just holding him in the air. That's me doing a kip up from this broken ass neck. That's me doing an up and over. Like I'm just saying, like I would like, and this again, no ill feeling towards them, and this is not a dig at the editing. This
yeah,
is a dig at advocacy. Simple.
right,
I would have just loved to be advocated for because
right,
of the importance of this, because of how risky it was for me to do this on both aspects, mentally and physically. Because I really did not have to even do that, but I wanted to put my best foot, not even wanted to, I put my best foot forward and I believed in just showcasing more, giving just a little bit more. That was it's so
right.
important to me. And it just did not. It was I was like, okay, thank you. Next. Excuse me? So who the fuck do I need to put in a headlock now? You see what I'm saying? That's how I feel like.
Yeah. I feel like the show definitely prioritizes the drama, which I kind of understand because I do feel like there's this need to chase people's attention, and I feel like it's easy to get
But
people's
at least let the
attention with the
drama be
drama.
good. If
Yeah,
the drama
that
is
that
what makes sense to like regurgitate and drama that's not even like like good. Like you know
right,
what I'm saying? And this
right,
is no dig to like the cast or anything like that, but I'm just saying like it gotta be captivating We can't
Yeah.
keep talking about the same shit that we've been talking about. No new scandals, no new this, no new twists and turns.
Yeah.
Nobody pulled up to nobody's mom house ready to fight. It's just like it's not really enough to make me go like, ooh. It's just like, okay,
Yeah.
we talking what is different in this episode that wasn't said in the episode before.
Right. I just feel like it's a little harder to kind of build up, like a story that I think people that will like stick with people and that will keep
Yeah,
their attention. I'm not saying that they shouldn't do it. I 100% think they should take that challenge
yeah,
on. And unfortunately, again, we love the show. We love, Andario and anybody
yeah.
that,
Love
helps the
Andario
show.
because whenever I had an
Yeah.
issue when I reached out to Andario, he was nothing but gracious to me. I love Andario. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? I just think like I just don't want, and this is not an edited issue. I'm just saying if there was more content to provide, then maybe they wouldn't have to just harp on all the drama. And that's
Right.
that's where my issue is. So some of that issue is partially on the cast as well. I'm
Yeah.
holding them accountable, which I've said before. Y'all don't get a free pass. Cause how y'all bitches been doing shit, then what you know what I'm saying? How we been really had we if we were locked in, then they would have a lot more to play with. But unfortunately, we weren't really locked in like how we should have been. And that's no shade. Like you see my boy Pablo doing his shit. He had his events. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shout out to Pablo. But I'm just saying we're not seeing more. We should have been a little bit more locked in. And that's no shade. So I feel like, yeah, if there was more to add in replace of, then the editing, Dario would no shade that he would go ahead and he would make sure that's there. But I honestly feel like the only people that I'm holding accountable, no shade, me myself including, is us as a collective because maybe we should have held each other accountable. Maybe we should have ensured that everyone was doing what they needed to do to make sure that we're giving the audience a good product. So
Yeah.
I can take accountability for that because maybe I should have checked in and say, hey, you doing your shit? Because I'm over here working. Are you making sure that maybe I should have did that? So I'm wrong because I didn't do my part as a co addition to the show. So maybe I'm wrong for that, but I just would have loved to see a lot more than issues like issues about really nothing for real, for real.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm gonna play the devil advocate. I know y'all be. I know a lot of people don't be like they don't be. They're not really liking the content.
Hmm.
But what we not gonna do is we're not gonna get too disrespectful about the people in the comments. We're not gonna call them names. Let's not try to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been seeing a lot of the name callings and shit that people been saying in the comments, and not because
Yeah.
I agree with the fact that there isn't much content to provide to make this a better show means that I'm gonna agree with you, Colin. Agreeing with the fact that Max called Marlo a monkey because Marlo is not no fucking baboon.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put that out there
Yeah.
right now. I'm not standing for that shit. But hey, that's a
Yeah.
different
You weren't.
topic.
You weren't there, but like, I guess I want to get your take on it because, like, I know some people have had like different, I guess, opinions about that situation.
Hmm.
Um, I actually thought it was interesting because it kind of created a bigger conversation between me and Troy, like
Yeah.
just about like the dynamics of like different races within the group.
Yeah.
But how did you feel about the situation? I guess.
Um. Well, I'm gonna start off by my statement by saying that I don't think Max is a racist. I don't think he would turn someone away because they're black.
Hmm.
I don't think because when we talk about core racism, we talk about like just the blatant racism, right? We talk about going to a store and they following you around because you're black and they think you might steal. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? What we do know is that white people call black people nigger because they're saying that their actions are deemed niggerish, right? So when you say Marlo is a baboon and you're saying, or not is a baboon, or you're saying she's chasing at you like a wild baboon. I get you're trying to use the context of chasing at you, but I mean, there's so much different things that you could have said. I just
Yeah.
felt like you used a wrong choice of words. I felt like you were very intentional with what you were trying to say. You know, you were trying to read. You was trying to go there. Whether you was
Yeah.
talking about the skin color or talking about the looks, it was intentional.
Yeah.
I don't think it was supposed to be like because I don't like black people, but you also know what the fuck you were trying to say.
Yeah.
Simple. It's not. I honestly feel like it's not that difficult. I don't think he's a racist, but I felt like he was trying to read and he got a little bit nasty. You know what I'm saying? We read all the damn time. Like
Yeah.
I ain't never. I done said a lot of fucked up ass shit, and I'm not the kind of person that like I know I don't talk much, but if I'm arguing back and forth with somebody, Oh, I lays it down. I'm not even gonna hold you, and the cops will tell you that, especially with things that happen behind the scene. But what I'm saying is that I done took it there with somebody before, and I ain't give a fuck about taking it there either. But I understand in the climate that we are in, we have to be a little bit more careful, especially if you're recording. Like
Yeah.
you probably thought, oh yeah, yeah, I ate this up. No, you really didn't, because now people are questioning whether or not they need to fuck with you or not because of the comments that you're making. I understand. Again, I get that you're reading, but just be a little bit more careful. There's a lot more that you could have said without actually having to like draw reference to a monkey. Because if you want to say she's acting like a wild animal, you didn't have to specify the type of animal, and you didn't have to specify the type of fucking animal. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't have
Yeah.
to specify a baboon, or and you know it's just a lot of different things that you could have said, but you know what you was trying to say because you were reading. Hey,
Right. And I get the whole reading aspect of it.
yeah,
I just feel like you can't. I don't know. I feel like you said, you have to be careful because it's
you gotta
like
be
you can't
careful.
say something that's gonna air out the entire room, and now everybody is looking at you crazy because you done
Yeah,
offended everybody. And I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like we should be. I feel like
yeah,
Chasing is a black platform. I feel like
it
it's a
is.
platform for
And
everyone,
I,
but honestly, I feel like it is a black platform for black queer people. So if you are not that, you need to be careful coming into
you need to be careful. Like
it. Yeah,
you absolutely need to be careful. And I felt like the comment, it was very like distasteful. You know what I'm saying? Like, then again, I know when people read and they go to hell, but I just don't feel like that comment. There was a lot of, like I said, there was a lot of things you could have said. You could have said skinny like Yzma. There's a lot of things you could have said whatever you wanted to say. You could
yeah,
have read, but all this like you like no bitch. You know what the fuck you was trying to say? Like I mean, I can't tell you what to say, but god damn it, no, you can't be
yeah.
surprised because people looking at you like crazy. You know personally, as a dark skinned man and a man with an accent, I, all my life in school, I done heard Black Attack, I done heard Gorilla, I done heard Harambe, even growing up. This one bitch said on Facebook that he was gonna shoot me. He was gonna shoot Harambe. He was talking about me. That was so funny. I laughed. But Paul, you got me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But he know what he was trying to say. And that's what I'm saying. Like we're intentional until it's not in our benefit, and we
Yeah.
know we can't want to play these type of cards because people didn't, it didn't, people didn't take it like how you wanted them to take it. No bitch, you know what you was trying to say. Simple.
And no shade to Max, because I know we keep our foot on Max neck, but I feel like Max seems like the type of person that maybe heard someone say that in his community and didn't even realize the implications behind it. He just said it because he maybe heard somebody else say it, or like he likened like monkeys to black people, if that makes sense, but didn't even realize like, okay, that's a thing that people say to black people. So just because he
Well,
didn't know
my
what he
thing
was
is
doing.
that a lot of people carry themselves as wrong, like they're just so grandeur and like they have a
Mhm.
certain level of education. But then we need to mark that across all platforms. If you're gonna
Yeah,
walk and talk like that, you need to actually be like that. You see what I'm saying? So
right.
when you to say that you don't have that, like you didn't really understand the capacity to where that can go, it's like so then if you dumb, act like you dumb. If you're a dumbass, act like you're a dumbass. If you want to act like you're, you know what I'm saying, Peter Parker, and you're smart as shit, then move and act like you Peter Parker and you smart like she's smart as shit. Act like you know what the fuck is going on is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. I don't care about you like not knowing what the effect that could possibly have. You fucking all this black dick. You should know better. Oh no, you don't say
I
that.
was thinking. That's
Yeah,
what I was thinking.
yeah.
But to change gears, um, I don't know what I was gonna change gears to. I just didn't want to keep talking about Max.
And I
But
don't have no issue with Max. Well, I don't have no issue
yeah,
with Max.
yeah,
Um, currently, but like. So I never felt like it was necessary for me to even have an opinion on any of that. Like I just
yeah,
knew, like I know myself, so like I knew the things that I would have followed up and say to Max.
mhm.
I really, I know what I would have said. You know what I'm saying?
I
And they
mean,
probably
she
would
could
have
have ate him,
canceled
bro.
me.
She really could have ate him, bro. Like,
Like
I don't
I
know.
man, what I'm telling you, drag a bitch through the pits of Tartarus. And by the
Yeah,
time I was done, hell was gonna turn over. I promise you, I was gonna read that bitch for every piece of motherfucking hair follicle. I wasn't gonna play. Like
yeah,
if you want to talk about mom, like we gonna really go there. Like that's
right,
what I'm saying. So it ain't even have to been a situation where this a race thing. It would that race thing would have turned into a read thing. Because when I
right.
was done, I promise you would have thought it was an interactive reader because I would have got at you. I'm simple, like
Yeah. No, no, for real. Um, so like, I mean, we're kind of halfway through the season, so I feel like I can't honestly ask you this, but like, just from what you've experienced so far, like we kind of talked about, just like I don't know how you've been displayed on the show, how people have been displayed on the show. How do you feel about coming back for another season? Maybe not even for Orlando, just some other franchise. How do you feel about your relationship to the show of Chasing Reality? Like, are you still fucking with it? Are you still like, I don't know? How do you feel?
Um, to be honest with you, it was though. You see, my life is like so like it's not that my life is hectic, but I just prioritize things a lot differently.
Mhm.
And if I'm going to do something, then I'm going to like give it my all. I'm going to do it. So as far as being able to dedicate and I'm talking about like time, like money, just into like everything that I was kind of doing, it would have to be like when I say worth it, I mean that I would have to feel like it was like it's with the people who I feel like is on the same type of time, or I just have to feel bigger than. I didn't not that I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but looking back at it, it wasn't really much. Feel me? So if I were to do this, I have to know that it's with um like mind or people who's on the same type of the aggressive time. Not saying that the cast was not on that timing. They were. Do I feel as though they were on it aggressively? And when I say aggressively, I mean getting the shit done, like with what you're doing. No, no, and it shows. So if I were to decide to give this time, and I'm speaking very carefully again, um, there's gonna be a lot of things to consider. Because again, I know if I were to proceed, I know that I'm putting my all into it, and I have to know that the all that I'm putting into it is gonna be rewarding. I have to feel like everybody else did. I have to feel like we all worked on this group project. We all give it our all. It could not be for a situation where I just want to be on TV or whatever and I just want to say I did it. No, we gotta actually like do this shit for real if we're gonna do it. And I need to be around people who I know is doing this shit for real before I were to do this again. And that's like no shade. Like if you want your
No, that's
shit,
real.
let's do it. But if you want to half-ass it and take it as a joke, I'm just not gonna do it because I don't half-ass anything. I go into it full throttle and I really do like give it my all. So I would and then I wouldn't, just depending on the group or depending on the people, depending on the counterparts.
Gotcha. Okay, okay. No, that's enough said. Troy, did you have any questions? Just before we, I guess let him go.
No, no questions at the moment. I
Okay,
did want
okay.
to thank just because I feel like I'm gonna throw off the vibe. I don't want to have y'all in
Here
suspense
you
like is
go.
this gonna come out of pocket? So no, I'm out of questions for the evening, but I do want to thank Fabio for taking time out of your schedule. Come through and fuck with us at Key and Carry.
Yes, yes.
We really
Yeah.
appreciate like all of the like support and love that you've like been showing us. So yeah, thank you
Right.
for coming
Yeah, I fuck
through.
with y'all. I fuck with y'all heavily. I do appreciate y'all for just reviewing the show and like just showing love. I mean, at the end of the day, even if a lot of things aren't resonated well, you guys still put your time aside to make sure you're watching and you're reviewing. So that says a lot as well. And we appreciate the dedication and just continue to watch it, like I know some things can be a bit disappointing, but
That was oh,
Child did the
that was it. That was a little anticlimactic. I was like, oh shit. Oh, I think he's coming back.
oh, he must probably got like a phone call or something.
Oh damn. Oh yeah, that might be the case. Oh, okay. Well, he might be coming back, but dang, he was really spitting though. Um, but damn. But yeah, until he comes back, of course, thank you everybody for watching. We really appreciate, um, everybody that came through.
Yeah.
Um, Troy, did you have anything to say?
As always, I don't want to give like closing remarks
Oh,
if our guest
yeah,
is
um, if he plans on coming back.
coming back.
Um, yeah,
But
I'm not sure, but um,
I guess nonetheless, shout out to everybody who came through to watch
yeah,
this. Again, shout out to everybody who's going to watch this.
yeah. Hold on,
Yes,
he's back. Let me just give him
Easy
a
is back in
second
the
to get his
building.
camera positioned. Okay,
Hey
okay.
y'all, I'm sorry about that. My cousin called. Like,
No, you're good.
No,
You're
it's
good. I was
but
like,
fine.
dang, he was
no,
spitting and then it just went black. I was like,
right.
okay.
We don't fuck up the flow. But no, I was just saying like but like no, I want to thank y'all for like tuning in and just showing that type of dedication and type of love. And again, no shade to my cast or anything like that. I'm just being very, very honest as I've said in person, like in person as well.
Right.
Shout out, shout out to Marlo, shout out to Ayo, shout out to Pablo, shout out to Mark, shout out to Kali Boy, shout out to B Baby, shout out to Max, shout out to Rashida, shout out to the crew, and I can't wait for y'all to see the rest and see how everything unfolds. I can't wait for y'all to hear my project, my baby dreams. The music is good, and once we get off the live, I'll make y'all hear a little something.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, much love,
Interesting.
y'all.
All
Peace.
Yes.
right.
Thank you,
Peace.
Fabio. Have
Have
a
a
good
good night,
Of
weekend.
Fabio.
course.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Bye.
Nice. Now we can do a proper outro. But
Yes.
yes, of course, we want to thank Fabio again for
Yes.
coming
Coming
through and
through,
giving us his
chopping it up with
experience and
us.
perspective.
Yes.
Um, but yes, and of course, thank everybody for coming through and being here. Um, any last words before we peel out of here, Troy?
Like, comment, share, subscribe. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe.
Yes, 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 yes.
I'm assuming we'll
Turkey
be
Day is
here.
coming up.
Yes, next Thursday. So I'm assuming that Damon and I will be here next Thursday or next Friday. I'm sorry.
Yes, yes, yes,
With another live review for you guys. So everybody stay
yes.
safe. Thank you for coming through. Key and
Well,
Carrie, I'm
any
Troy.
words for you? I'm Damon.
And see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Peace out, everybody. Have a good weekend. Yes.